new Britain fees will be here again tomorrow night at 6:35. The gates open up at 5:35. The first 1,500 fans receive a Long Island Duck golf towel just in time for the golfing summer season presented by Carbon. Remember, that's tomorrow evening right here at Bethpage.
Come on, guys.
The first 1,500 fans receive a Long Island Duck golf towel. Make sure you get here early when the gates open up at 5:35. Game time against the new Britain fees is 6:35.
You're tuned in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's Long Island Ducks game broadcast will begin shortly. Every game this season will be broadcast live on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network with high-definition video and audio via Boxcast. Fans can tune into the game on the Ducks' official Facebook page and YouTube channel, as well as the team's official website, liducks.com. Thank you for tuning in, and stand by for complete coverage of today's game. 2017 Long Island Ducks season ticket packages are on sale now. Enjoy the best savings and most benefits available to cheer on your hometown team. 10-game mini plans are also on sale and offer fans the same great seats for 10 games throughout 2017, as well as many other exciting opportunities. To find out more information and secure your seats for the 18th season of Ducks baseball, please call 631-940-3825 during normal business hours. The Bethpage Ballpark box office is now open for individual ticket sales. Box office hours are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Fans can also purchase their tickets by calling 631-940-TIXX or by visiting liducks.com and clicking on the tickets icon. The Ducks offer many packages available for groups with as little as 25 people to as many as 2,000. We offer block seating, pregame and in-game picnics, luxury suites, our exclusive Smoke and Owls party deck, and so much more. In addition, groups have the opportunity to take part in a variety of experiences, such as performing the national anthem or taking the field with the Ducks as the dream team. Group ticket packages for the 2017 season are now on sale. For more information on Ducks group outings, call 631-940-3825 or visit liducks.com. Looking for official Long Island Ducks merchandise, hard-to-find memorabilia, team apparel, and so much more? Then be sure to check out the Waddle In Shop, the official merchandise store of the Ducks. Fans can visit the shop online anytime at liducks.com by clicking on the merchandise icon. Store hours on game days are noon to 4 p.m. and during the game from inside the ballpark only. On non-game days, the store is open Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
It's the easiest commute I've ever had.
Children 14 and under can become members of the Bethpage Federal Credit Union Long Island Ducks Kids Club today. Kids will receive a unique gift package and take part in a variety of fun activities that come with being a member of the Kids Club. For more information on how to sign your child up, please call 631-940-3825 during normal business hours. Quackerjack, the 7-time Best Long Island mascot, is now available for appearances at parties and other special events throughout the Long Island community. Please contact the Community Relations Department at 631-940-3825 to find out more information and to book an appearance. Once again, thank you for tuning in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's game will begin momentarily. You're tuned in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's Long Island Ducks game broadcast will begin shortly. Every game this season will be broadcast live on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network with high-definition video and audio via Boxcast. Fans can tune into the game on the Ducks' official Facebook page and YouTube channel, as well as the team's official website, liducks.com. Thank you for tuning in, and stand by for complete coverage of today's game. 2017 Long Island Ducks season ticket packages are on sale now. Enjoy the best savings and most benefits available to cheer on your hometown team. 10-game mini plans are also on sale and offer fans the same great seats for 10 games throughout 2017, as well as many other exciting opportunities. To find out more information and secure your seats for the 18th season of Ducks baseball, please call during normal business hours. The Bethpage Ballpark box office is now open for individual ticket sales. Box office hours are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Fans can also purchase their tickets by calling 631-940-TIXX or by visiting liducks.com and clicking on the tickets icon. The Ducks offer many packages available for groups with as little as 25 people to as many as 2,000. We offer block seating, pregame and in-game picnics,
Nothing but the best.
luxury suites, our exclusive Smokin' Al's party deck, and so much more. In addition, groups have the opportunity to take part in a variety of experiences, such as performing the national anthem or taking the field with the Ducks as the dream team. Group ticket packages for the 2017 season are now on sale. For more information on Ducks group outings, call 631-940-3825 or visit liducks.com. Looking for official Long Island Ducks merchandise, hard-to-find memorabilia, team apparel, and so much more? Then be sure to check out the Waddle Inn Shop, the official merchandise store of the Ducks. Fans can visit the shop online anytime at liducks.com by clicking on the merchandise icon. Store hours on game days are noon to 4 p.m. and during the game from inside the ballpark only. On non-game days, the store is open Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Children 14 and under can become members of the Bethpage Federal Credit Union Long Island Ducks Kids Club today. Kids will receive a unique gift package and take part in a variety of fun activities that come with being a member of the Kids Club. For more information on how to sign your child up, please call 631-940-3825 during normal business hours. Quacker Jack, the 7-time Best Long Island mascot, is now available for appearances at parties and other special events throughout the Long Island community. Please contact the Community Relations Department at 631-940-3825 to find out more information and to book an appearance. Once again, thank you for tuning in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's game will begin momentarily.
This is Long Island Ducks baseball.
Justin Davies at the plate, the winning run at third. Crowd going nuts. Swung on, bouncing ball left side, off the mitt, up third baseman Brad Strauss. Here comes Willie Rodriguez. Justin Davies has done it again. The Ducks are one quack away from the championship.
Jason Johnson makes the catch. He makes the catch, and the Long Island Ducks have swept the Camden River Sharks. They are the 2004 Atlantic League champions.
Going back is Adam Bailey. He settles under it. He makes the catch! Adam Bailey makes the catch! And for a second straight year, the Atlantic League trophy will reside on Long Island. The Ducks are the Atlantic League champions.
Swinging a ground ball, hit toward short, charging in his lines. He fields, throws to first. The comeback is complete. From 2-0 down in the series, the Long Island Ducks have won 3 in a row at home. And for the 5th time in franchise history, they will head to the Atlantic League Championship Series.
And now it's time for the Long Island Ducks pregame show.
Live from Bethpage Ballpark, this is Long Island Ducks baseball on the Ducks Broadcast Network. Tonight, the Ducks take on the New Britain Bees in Game 2 of the 3-game series from Bethpage Ballpark and continue a 6-game homestand on a 2 for Tuesday here at the Old Ball Yard. Alongside my partner David Weiss, my name is Joe Basile, and a pleasant good evening and welcome into the broadcast booth on the Long Island Ducks pregame show tonight. Last night, the Ducks defeated the New Britain Bees by a 5-3 final score, and out tonight with a win, the Ducks can get themselves back to 500 at 6-6 in the second half. And tonight, David, we see the debut in a Long Island Ducks uniform of one of the newest players on the team, former Major Leaguer Henderson Alvarez.
Henderson Alvarez, absolutely right. Always exciting when you see a former Major Leaguer join the Long Island Ducks and make his debut right here at the Duck Pond. But just to diverge for a moment, it's also the debut of us as a broadcast team. It's a pleasure to be alongside you. More young talent the Ducks need as much as we can get, especially here in the broadcast booth. And Joe Facile, native of New Jersey, but now living within spitting distance of Bethpage Ballpark. And it's a pleasure to be with you. You call a great game, Joe.
Thank you very much, David. Pleasure to be joining you as well. It's you're a legend around these parts. What can I say?
Thank you, and you're right. And as far as the Ducks are concerned, you're right about this. Getting back to 500 is where you need to get to. That is sea level. The Ducks, of course, finishing the first half just above 500 at 36 and 34, and finishing out of the playoff race. There were hot streaks, there were cold streaks. They've been inconsistent offensively. Pitching, they've been very consistent with a shutdown bullpen. John Brownell, pitcher of the year by any stretch as you take a look at statistics. But the Ducks need reinforcements on the mound. And Henderson Alvarez, beginning his first season with the Ducks, joining in progress. 11th season of professional baseball, but you underline this, 5 seasons in the majors. You cannot replace experience on the mound.
Absolutely. It's one of the most underrated things in baseball is having that mentality and experience and knowing how to win. And Alvarez was a guy who was on some Miami Marlins teams that weren't great, but he was great, an all-star in 2014, threw a no-hitter on the last day of the 2013 season. So everyone very excited to see Alvarez on the mound here tonight for the Ducks. And I like what you mentioned there about kind of the offense being a little bit hit or miss. Last night, they were on fire. 10 hits, 3 home runs for the Ducks. Looking to try and keep some of the momentum going against another former major leaguer on the mound for the New Britain Bees in the former Philly, Jonathan Pettibone.
Yeah, Pettibone is a tough right-hander. Big guy, 6'5", listed at 230, looks a little heavier than that. And again, when you look at a 6'5" right-hander on the mound, intimidating. He can mix his pitches well. It's all about control, keeping it over the plate. But if the Ducks can pick up where they left off in the first game of this 3-game series against the New Britain Bees, we should be in for a real treat tonight on a summery day. The humidity has been up. It was a beach day for many people, and many folks are showing up in beach attire. I see a lot of folks in bathing suits in the stands right now, and more to come. They're all on their way. There's a seat waiting for you. Great way to cap a Tuesday in July. The beach during the day, Ducks at night.
Absolutely, Dave. So we'll take a step aside when we come back. We'll take a look around what else is going on throughout the Atlantic League. There was one morning start up in Bridgeport where the Somerset Patriots took on the Bridgeport Bluefish. We'll talk about that game and get you caught up on what else is going on around the circuit right after this break. You're listening to the Long Island Ducks pregame show.
Hey fans, this is manager Kevin Baez, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Going way back is Joe Holden, and he is looking up, and that one is headed to field 5 at Robert Moses. The waves are gnarly, and the Ducks have tied it at 1. That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
And we welcome you back to Bethpage Ballpark on the Long Island Ducks pregame show alongside David Weiss. I'm Joe Vasile. Get you caught up on what's going on around the Atlantic League and local MLB action here today with our check of the out-of-town scores. We teased right before the break there was a morning game that took place in the Atlantic League today, and it was the Bridgeport Bluefish defeating the Somerset Patriots by a 9-6 score, though a big game for the Patriots for former Duck Mark Minikazi, who had 3 hits, a double, and an RBI for Somerset in the losing effort. Manny Del Carmen got the win in that one. Dustin Mollican took the loss for Somerset. Remember, back at the beginning of this homestand, Mollican came in and struck out the side in appearance against the Ducks. Southern Maryland Blue Crabs hosting the York Revolution tonight at Regency Furniture Stadium down in Waldorf, Maryland. And then out in Texas, the Sugar Land Skeeters at 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time take on the Lancaster Barnstormers. In local MLB action, the New York Mets take on the St. Louis Cardinals at Citi Field tonight. Rafael Montero goes for the Mets against Michael Wacha of the Cardinals. And the Yankees are on the road at the Minnesota Twins. 8:10 p.m. first pitch. Luis Cessa goes for the Yankees, while David Bartolo Colon makes his season debut for the Minnesota Twins.
How about that?
In that game. Hard to believe he's still going. There was a lot of calls for the Ducks to sign him after the Braves got him, but unfortunately the Twins were able to get to him first, and he ends up going for them tonight.
Had he not gone to the Twins, he probably would have ended back up on the Mets. That's what Met fans wanted, and fellow Met fans, and I happen to be one, take note that Yoenis Cespedes, who probably should take the rest of the season off for all the good it's doing us right now, he is in left field tonight, so we'll see when he gets pulled out, because it's only a matter of time before he tweaks something else. But Bartolo is unbelievable, and the Atlantic League is the kind of a league where Bartolo would fit in very nicely.
Exactly.
You get the young guys who are trying to make it to the show for the first time, other veterans who are trying to make it back and are showcasing themselves to not just one major league team, but to all major league teams. That's why the Atlantic League has been so popular for so many former major leaguers trying to make it back since the league was born in 1998.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, again, about this league, like you were saying, David, that's just so important and always very impressive. I mean, just within the last week, 3 players have had their contracts purchased, including Tyler Bortnick from Somerset, Caleb Gindel from Lancaster. The Ducks have had a couple of contracts purchased this year, and Nate Fryman and Tim Melville as well. And it's not really a matter of if there's going to be another, it's when, just because so many guys in this league are playing at such a high level and getting scooped up left and right. It's really kind of bittersweet. It's nice to see them get back, but it's also sad to be losing.
Well, listen, the Ducks closer, David Archma, back on media day, if you go way back to March, I mean, and he's filled with personality, too. He's so great to talk to. But Archma said, listen, this was the league I looked at. He's a former Met. He's a former Yankee. He's got major league experience. He said, I want to be able to get back to the major leagues, and this is the best league to do that on an independent level where everybody watches you, and he knows about the level of competition, knows the level of talent here, and he said it was a no-brainer to come to the Atlantic League, and he is just loving his experience with the Long Island Ducks.
Yeah, he has been a pleasure to have and to be dealing with. And came on and had a save in last night's ball game as well. We'll see if he's able to get another one tonight. As the Ducks take on the New Britain Bees, we'll take another step aside. When we return, it'll be time for first pitch here from Bethpage Ballpark. It's the Ducks and the Bees coming up next on the Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey fans, this is Bud Harrelson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Oh, I love it! The color of my new Nicolot patio is so vibrant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go finish that Nicolot walkway now.
Make your pavers vivid Nicolot pavers. The best looking, most vibrant pavers with the most 3-color blends in the industry. Featuring Nicolot's exclusive paver shield and color blending technology. With color throughout and guaranteed not to fade. Live life in color with Nicolot. Visit Nicolot.com.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island. It's centrally located on the North Shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. And best of all, it's only minutes away from Bethpage Ballpark. The Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 631-231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Well, the national anthem now over after having been sung by one of our Anthem Idol winners. Leah Stangren did a great job tonight. And that means it's time for baseball here from Bethpage Ballpark. Let's first get you the starting lineups. We'll start first with the visiting New Britain Bees, who come into the game 31-49 overall, but 5-5 in the second half. Stan Clyburn, their manager, fills out the lineup card with Yusuke Kajimoto leading things off and playing second base. Adding second and doing the catching tonight for New Britain is James Skelton, and the third baseman Jovan Rosa bats third, and he's followed up by the first baseman, an assistant coach and player in Craig Maddox. Connor Bierfeld is in left field. He'll bat fifth, while Jordan Hinshaw is in right field batting sixth. Michael Krause is the center fielder. He bats seventh, with Jamar Walton doing the designated hitting duties today in the eighth spot. And Jake McGigan rounds out the lineup, playing shortstop and batting ninth with Jonathan Pettibone on the mounds. Meanwhile, for the Long Island Ducks, they are 41-40 overall, 5-6 in the second half. Kevin Baez sends Quentin Barry to the plate first. He also has him playing right field tonight. He's backed up by Delta Cleary Jr., the center fielder, and Lou Ford, the DH, bats in the three spot. Angelo Sanko plays first base today and mans the cleanup hole, while Mark Krause is right behind him playing left field. Elmer Reyes is at second base batting sixth, while Alex Berg, fresh off his 1-for-4 with a home run last night, back in the lineup catching and hitting seventh. Giovanni Alfonso is at third base batting eighth. Dan Lyons, the shortstop, bats ninth. Henderson Alvarez on the mound. And on the call for innings 1 through 3, my partner in crime for tonight is David Weiss. David?
Thank you, Joe Facile, and welcome to Bethpage Ballpark. As we said, the crowd is still coming in, many of whom came straight from the beach or from a hard day of work. If you had air-conditioned comfort during the day, yes, it's a little on the mild side tonight and humid, and we'll get milder as we go along. But temperatures expected to stay in the 70s all evening. No threat of rain. It's just a beautiful summer afternoon turning into a summer evening. Pleasure to be with you on Facebook, YouTube, liducks.com, you name it.
Absolutely. We are just about everywhere.
All over the world. We got Duck fans no matter where you go to Europe and people see Long Island Ducks cap and they will talk to you in whatever language, whatever country you happen to be in. Yusuke Kajimoto is leading off for the New Britain Bees. Henderson Alvarez making his debut for the Long Island Ducks. He's got a funky delivery, to say the least, that we'll try to describe for you. His first pitch as a Duck is a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. 6:36 the start time. I say the temperature that Bob Atone in the PA booth will give us will be 77. And it's a ground ball to second base, taken quickly by Elmer Reyes over to Sanko, one down.
Transportation Services temperature of tonight's game is 81 degrees.
81 degrees. We're still in the 80s right now. How about that?
Little bit off there, David. Just a little bit, but still very comfortable.
Well, like Price is Right, I didn't want to go over. So
yes,
I went close enough, but stayed under. 81 degrees at game time. So after that bounce out, one out, nobody on. James Skelton, the catcher for the New Britain Bees at the plate. Skelton at 243, 8 homers, 18 RBIs. Slider takes inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Kajimoto, by the way, just grounded out, was a 290, 2 homers, 12 RBIs. Righty-lefty matchup here. Skelton batting from the left side. Fastball wide of the plate, 2 balls and no strikes. Just underway, New Britain Bees, who are just ahead of the Ducks in the standings at 5 up and 5 down. The Ducks are 5-6 in a tightly bunched Liberty division early here in the second half of the 2017 season. 3 balls and no strikes to Skelton as Alvarez misses again. Henderson kicks and deals and misses off the plate again outside. 4-pitch walk to James Skelton, and he is aboard first base runner of the game.
And Skelton, that's his 61st walk of the year, by far the most of any player in the Atlantic League. It's no secret he's got the best batting eye in the league, and he's not going to swing if it's out of the strike zone, even on very close pitches like what he got from Alvarez.
And here comes the dangerous Jovan Rosa, who is among the league leaders in many offensive categories. He's at 283. He has scored 32 runs. Leads the league in games played with 80. 11 homers, 46 RBIs, and he smacks one down the left field line, and that's going to go all the way to the wall, to the right of Mark Krause down the left field line. Streaking to third base is James Skelton. Will be held there, and in with a stand-up double is Jovan Rosa. We said he was dangerous. He proved it right there. 2 runners in scoring position, second and third, only 1 down here in the top of the first.
And Jovan Rosa did a lot of damage in the first inning yesterday. Had a solo home run, which was his 11th long ball of the season, coming off of Ducks starter Tyler Levine. But there he goes, showing exactly why he's played in every game for the last 2 years for the New Britain Bees.
Durable and dangerous at the plate. So Rosa with the stand-up double, moving Skelton, who had walked previously, to third. And it brings up player coach for New Britain, Craig Maddox, and he hits it a long way in the air to left center field, racing over and making the grab. No, dropping it. Center fielder Delta Cleary Jr. reached the ball, but it came out of his mitt. Coming in to score is Skelton. Rosa had to hold up as Cleary got under that ball, and Rosa had to stop at third. Maddox pulls in with a long double to left center field, right up against the wall. Delta Cleary Jr. got there, but just couldn't hang on.
Yeah, that was a very tough play, and I think that with Mark Krause out in the outfield, he's played a little bit of outfield this year, but he's been mostly a first baseman for the team, and I think that inexperience out there, he didn't pull up fast enough, and I think either there was a collision or the near collision forced Cleary to not be able to make that catch.
So it brings up right-handed hitting Connor Bierfeld, the left fielder. And he swings and misses on a good fastball from Alvarez. No balls and a strike. Bierfeld on the season at 269, 13 homers. He's got power and has driven in 40. Righty-righty matchup here. Jovan Rosa leading off third. Craig Maddox off second. And that one nearly takes out. Third base coach, is that the manager?
Yeah, that's Stan Clyburn down third baseline. And jumping out of the way of it was Jovan Rosa, but then it ended up catching Clyburn either on the ankle or the right shin.
Wow, it did clip him. You're right, Rosa was taking his lead in foul territory, as anybody leading off third would. And Clyburn went down trying to skip out of the way, but that caught him somewhere. And now being attended to. Scary moment. Just off the third base bag in foul territory off the bat of Connor Bierfeld with a smash foul down the left field line.
Always a scary moment for those third base coaches on those hard smashes, and a lot of times, obviously they get out of the way, but that time I think Stan Clyburn was a little bit blinded by Rosa's lead down that line and didn't see that ball is so hard hit until it was too late. It's great to see him getting up to his feet now. He's being attended to by the New Britain Bees trainer Andy Machino.
And they're still crowding around Stan Clyburn. And he's going to be helped off the field. Now we certainly hope this isn't serious, but he's walking very gingerly with assistance off the field. As you mentioned, off the third base bag. He is 60 feet or less from home plate.
That's a very, very dangerous job. That's why the coaches wear the helmets.
Right.
Because there's been incidents where, forbid you get hit by a ball in foul territory. I'll always remember a couple of years back in the All-Star game, it was Tommy Lasorda coaching third, and the bat went flying and ended up hitting him too. Luckily, he was okay there, and hopefully Stan Clyburn's going to be okay as well, just getting off his feet. But always a very scary kind of a situation whenever you have something like that struck by a foul ball.
So to reset things here, it's 0-2 to Connor Bierfeld at the plate. And Bierfeld now has to regain some concentration here. I'm sure he was shaken up at the plate based on what just happened. Anderson Alvarez coming set. And the 0-2, big overhand curve. And Bierfeld out in front, fouls it back. And the count remains 0-2. So there was a walk a few minutes ago to James Skelton here in the top of the first with one out, nobody on. Skelton getting first base. And then back-to-back doubles from Rosa and Maddox. It is 1-0 New Britain top of the first, and they're looking for more. 0-2 pitch on the way. Downstairs and blocked by Alex Berg behind the plate. No advance by anybody. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bierfeld. Boy, what a start here tonight. No pun intended against the Bees, but the crowd is still buzzing. 1-2 the count to Bierfeld. Number 5 man in the order for the New Britain Bees. And Alvarez pitch well inside, nearly hit Bierfeld. So he had to jump out of the way. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, 1 down, 2 on. Craig Maddox at second base, Jovan Rosa at third, both in scoring position. Ducks basically playing Bierfeld straight away. Center fielder Delta Cleary Jr. just slightly to pull. Everybody else just straight away. And a 2-2 pitch is again inside. So we've gone full here at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Henderson Alvarez, former major leaguer, making his Duck debut with some difficulties here to overcome in the top of inning 1 at Bethpage Ballpark. Here's the payoff pitch on the way from Alvarez to Bierfeld, and it's inside. Scoots away from catcher Alex Berg, but not far enough for anybody to advance, who was already on the base. Bierfeld walks, the second walk issued by Alvarez here at the top of the first, and the bases are loaded with 1 out.
And not the way I'm sure Henderson Alvarez or anybody envisioned his debut to be going here. The bases loaded, a run already home, just 1 out here in the top of the first inning. I think you're going to find a lot out about Alvarez if he's able to get out of this jam, though.
Here's Jordan Henshaw with a lofty average of .369 in 32 games played. And he went around on a check swing. A good fastball from Alvarez. It's no balls on a strike. Henshaw with a homer, 13 RBIs, 12 runs scored. 41 for 111. And 32 games played with New Britain. Doesn't have enough at-bats to qualify for the batting leaders, but still a hefty average. As he takes a big cut, fouls it back to the netting. And quickly, Alvarez out in front of Henshaw, 0-2. So a lot has happened here in this top of the first, but to this point, only 1 run has scored. And Alvarez using all that major league experience to limit the damage here. They are loaded, no place to put Henshaw. Count is 0-2. Alvarez looking for the punch out to be sure, or a double play. And that one is stroked. A diving play by Dan Lyons. A throw over to second, doubling up the runner, Greg Maddox. So there's the double play. In this case, a line out that goes 6-4. Exactly what the Ducks needed. And Henderson Alvarez works his way out of severe trouble, giving up just 1 run in the top of the first inning for New Britain. 1 run comes across, 2 hits, 2 walks, the bases left loaded. It could have been much worse. After a half inning of play, the Bees won the Ducks. Coming up.
Hey fans, this is pitcher John Brownell, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Bethpage Ballpark is a great place to watch a ball game, so why not do so from some of the best seats in the house? The Ducks are proud to present the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden. Open for all fans on nights when the Smokin' Owl's party deck has not been reserved, the Beer Garden will feature a variety of frosty draft and bottled brews, as well as several food choices. The area has been decked out with bar rail seating and Ducks branded furniture to provide a comfortable atmosphere for everyone. Be sure to stop by and check out the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden on your next visit to the ballpark.
Long Island's Ford Giant is celebrating its 60th year anniversary. Stop by Sayville Ford to check out their state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, David Weiss, Joe Facile, and the Ducks trailing the New Britain Bees after a half inning of play 1-0. But Joe, it could have been a whole lot worse than that.
Absolutely. If not for that fantastic double play started by Dan Lyons with the diving catch, and then the wherewithal to double a runner back off second base. Terrific play made by Lyons. Well, he's only been doing that for 70 years here with the Ducks, and really helped to get Alvarez out of the jam, and now hopefully he'll be able to settle down.
Right fielder Quinton Berry leading off for the Ducks against former Major Leaguer Jonathan Pettibone, who gets the outside corner call from home plate umpire Freddie De Jesus. Raul Morales, the umpire at first base, Matt Cain at third. Berry on the season, 222, no homers, 1 RBI, playing in his 8th game as a Duck. He fouls it out of play, left side, and it's quickly 0-2 to Quinton Berry. So it's Berry, Delta Cleary Jr., and Lou Ford, top third of the order here in the bottom of the first inning at Bethpage Ballpark on this sultry summer night. 0-2 the count. Pettibone's next pitch just inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Quinton Berry. With the struggling Phelan Lantini on the bench here tonight, Berry taking his place in right field. Berry batting from the left side. Pettibone's 1-2 pitch, high and tight. And the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And since signing with the Ducks about 2 weeks ago, Berry's been a very nice addition. He brings a good speed dimension to the club. He is patient. He'll take his walks at times, but also some very good defense.
2-2 pitch just outside, and the count is full. Walking Quinton Berry would be a mistake. He is 4 for 4 in the stolen base department just in the 7 games he has played. 3-2 pitch on the way, and that's fouled at the plate. While we'll have a moment, we want to mention that every walk by a Ducks batter this season is presented by City MD Urgent Care. There are over 15 City MD locations across Long Island, offering the comprehensive quality care you need the moment you need it. City MD Urgent Care. Need a doctor? Just walk in. Full windup from Pettibone. The pitch scoots on by the catcher, James Skelton. And on his horse and streaking down to first base is Quinton Berry. No further advance, but he had ideas. He was hustling down there looking to possibly get into scoring position right away, but he'll take first base on the first walk issued of the evening to the Long Island Ducks. Brought to you by the aforementioned City MD Urgent Care. There are over 15 City MD locations across Long Island. As we said, need a doctor, just walk in.
Batting in the second position, was center fielder number 5, Delta.
And no sooner do you do it than do we get our first walk of the game. How about that?
Right on cue. And Berry, as we mentioned a moment ago, 4 for 4 in the larceny department, taking a lead out to the cutout and draws an immediate throw from Jonathan Pettibone to try to keep him close. Delta Cleary Jr. at the plate. He's played in nearly every game the Ducks have played this season, playing the 72nd game here tonight. 225, a homer, 20 RBIs, big swing, slices it foul over our heads to the left. No balls and a strike to DCJ. The Ducks would love to come back, get something on the board after giving up a run in the top of the first. It's extremely early, but the Ducks were hitting balls over the fence and all over the place last night in the 5-3 win and this season opener, series opener. And there's a bunt down the left field line. Delta bunting for a base hit there. That wasn't for a sacrifice, and bunted it foul and a little too hard as well. So it's now no balls and 2 strikes, and the bunt has been taken out of the equation.
Yeah, Delta does like to sacrifice bunts, and he is apt to do that quite a bit. But that time, I agree with you, David, just trying to bunt that one down for a base hit. He was flying up the line, smelling a hit. If that one had stayed fair, I think he had that one beaten out.
Now we'll see it 0-2. What Berry might do at first base so far. He has not tried to move, and this one fouled straight back again. Delta with a very good cut and a fastball from Pettibone. And that was straight back, just missed it. So count remains, no balls and 2 strikes. Delta switch hitter batting from the left against the righty, Pettibone. 0-2 pitch, runner takes off, ground ball, right side, foul. And had Delta swung through that ball, Berry had that base stolen. Pettibone, big leg kick toward the plate, and Berry had a very good jump.
That he did, and I like what the Ducks are doing here early, making Pettibone work. A couple of 2-strike foul balls here for Cleary in a row. There's one for Berry before he worked his walk. Just making him throw a lot of pitches here early on in the game while it's still hot and humid. Try to tire him out soon and get into this Bees bullpen.
It's a good strategy to use. 0-2 the count to Delta. Berry hangs on this time, and Cleary hits it in the air left side. Will it go out of play? It will. Jovan Rosa, the third baseman, gives it a look. It lands on the dividing concrete between the sections here at Bethpage Ballpark. Good crowd on hand, and they're still coming in. Late arriving crowd on this summer evening in July. Humid conditions, a lot of sunshine right through the end of the week. 0-2 pitch on the way. Looked like a pitch out. Delta Cleary Jr. swung and missed. You don't see that very often. It looked like a pitch out. Catcher James Skelton came out of his crouch, but the pitch was close enough to home plate, although high, and Delta swung and missed. So he goes down, and there's one out.
And that high fastball is such a tough pitch to lay off, especially with Cleary, a guy who hasn't necessarily been going the best this season. To be able to see that pitch and then have it come so close to the strike zone, even though, like you said, it did look like it was a pitch out. Very tempting to go chasing.
So here's Lou Ford, the DH. As the throw over, and diving back is Quinton Berry. Ford joined the Ducks in progress in the first half. He's playing in his 44th game, and he has gotten hot. He's at 289, 7 homers, 24 RBIs. DHing tonight, but he has also played the outfield. Lou Ford, age 40, turns 41 on August the 12th. That, by the way, is the same day that Phelan Lantini turns 40. They share the same birthday. The elder statesman of the Long Island Ducks. Pitch to Ford, slider, wide of the plate, 1 ball, and no strikes.
And when Ford got signed, he came back and was a little bit slow to get his legs back about him. But since about mid-June, he has just been tearing the cover off the ball. There's barely been a better hitter on this team.
Righty-righty matchup. Runner takes off. Throw down to second base is well off the bag. And diving in with his 5th stolen base, he has not been caught yet as a Long Island Duck, is Quinton Quacking Berry.
I like that nickname.
Hey, listen, a quacker for Quinton. Why not? And he is in scoring position with 1 down. 5th stolen base, as we mentioned, 5 for 5. And Lou Ford now with an RBI chance to knot this one up here in the bottom of the first. Pettibone gives Berry a look. Pitch to Lou is inside. It's 2 balls and a strike. And of course, Ford getting protection behind him in the lineup. Angelo Sonko, all-star for the Long Island Ducks, waiting on deck. 2-1 pitch to Lou is just up high. Fastball. Now 3-1 with Pettibone being very careful with Lou Ford. Opener of this series last night in front of a good crowd. It was the Ducks 5, the Bees 3. Ducks hitting 3 homers in the game. 3-1 pitch on the way. Swing by Lou is out in front of an off-speed pitch and nubs it foul to the left side. So the count now full at 3-2. So the Ducks in this inning with a walk, a strikeout, and then a subsequent stolen base. Quinton Berry in scoring position at second base with Lou Ford at the plate. 3rd in the order and DHing tonight for the Ducks. And the payoff pitch from Pettibone just off the plate. Good eye from Lou Ford. So he walks, second walk, surrendered to the Ducks. And we'll say it again, another Ducks walk brought to you by City MD Urgent Care. There are over 15 City MD locations across Long Island. Need a doctor? Just walk in. 2 on, 1 out. Sonko coming up.
And it's interesting, David, first time that Pettibone faced the Ducks, and the only time that he did that, he didn't walk a batter in 5 innings, and he's only walked 2 batters 3 times this year. That's the most in a game. He's done that already 3 batters into this game. He doesn't seem to have a feel for the ball tonight.
And here's Angelo Sonko, who had a feel at the plate last night, his 15th home run. He was 2 for 4 with 2 driven in and 1 scored. Pitch to Sonko, home run hack on an off-speed pitch. He was looking to make it 3-1 here in the bottom of the first, but swung through it. No balls and a strike to Sonko. On the season overall, 261, 15 homers, leading the Ducks in that category, and 41 RBIs, leading the Ducks in runs driven in. Batting from the left side against the righty Pettibone, who misses outside with a fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 down. Bottom of the first, 2 on. Ducks trailing 1-0, but threatening here in the bottom of the opening frame. breeze blowing slightly toward left field. But Sonko could hit through that easily. 1-1 pitch, and there's a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. And it's 1-2 to Angelo.
And Sonko had been struggling so bad before last night's game. He had been hitting under 100 in the Ducks' last 10 games, but then a 2-for-4 night with a 2-run home run. Reps starting to break out of that funk, and now another chance for him to deliver.
1-2 pitch gets away through the legs of James Skelton. Everybody's going to move up. Quentin Berry to third, Lou Ford to second, both in scoring position now. The count 2-2 to Sonko. We'll see. I think that'll go down as a pass ball, but the result is the same.
Wild pitch, actually, just being told by our partner in ground, Michael Pollock. Officials score for the Ducks as well. Officially a wild pitch, moving the runners up.
So Ford goes to second base. Berry is on third. 2-2 pitch to Sonko. He hits it in the air. A mile high. Jovan Rosa in foul territory is being called off by the shortstop, Jake McGigan, who makes the catch for the second out, and a big one here in the bottom of the first inning. So Sonko with a big swing, but got under it and fouls out to the shortstop. And there are two down.
So now we'll see if Mark Krause is able to pick up the runners. And he's been another guy who's been going through a little bit of a dry spell lately. He had a home run in the last game before the All-Star break at Southern Maryland. But his average all the way down to just 257 on the season, where he was up in the 260s, 270s for most of the run.
As you mentioned, 257 for Krause, 8 homers, 35 RBIs, and 34 runs scored, playing in his 70th game of the season. He takes a strike on a fastball, the opener from Jonathan Pettibone, and it's 0-1 to Krause. Fifth in the order, left fielder for the Ducks tonight. He has also played at first. Swinging from the left side, slightly open stance, Pettibone coming set. And the 0-1 pitch on the way, well inside. And the count even at 1-1. Quentin Berry led off with a walk. Delta Cleary Jr. struck out on what looked like a pitch out. Berry stole second base. Lou Ford then walked. And then a wild pitch, moving Ford to second, Berry to third. Angelo Sonko fouling out. And the 1-1 pitch to Mark Krause at the plate is off the plate. It's 2 balls and a strike as the Ducks try to put at least 1 run up on that board to tie it up after New Britain scored a run in the top of inning number 1. Jonathan Pettibone, 2-1 pitch, big cut by Mark Krause, swinging through an off-speed pitch, and it's 2-2.
28 pitches for Pettibone so far here in the first inning. The Ducks have to make him pay for working this hard.
As you said, on a hot and humid evening, fatigue a factor, and the Ducks are making Pettibone work very hard here at the outset. Coming set, 2-2 pitch, and a nice block by Skelton. Now the pitch off the plate and in the dirt, so count is full at 3-2. Runners, of course, will hold on at second and third to see where it's hit, but they'll be running with the quack of the bat. Coming set, Pettibone checks the runners, the 3-2 on the way, and there's a tapper to the right side, taken by first baseman Craig Maddox. He will flip underhanded to Pettibone in time to pitcher covering. So that ground out goes 3-1. The Ducks threaten but do not score in the inning. No runs for the Ducks. There were no hits, but they received 2 walks and left 2 runners on at the end of 1 complete here at Bethpage Ballpark. It's the Bees 1, the Ducks nothing.
Hey fans, this is shortstop Dan Lyons, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebates on energy efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the Magic of Orlando.
Is entirely up to you. Visit pseglyny.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owls party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
The Ducks Health Report is brought to you by Island Shore Physical Therapy, the official therapists of the Long Island Ducks. Just one player on the disabled list for Long Island, that is Yuri De La Rosa, who is still dealing with some arm soreness that he's been kind of battling since the end of June. He's on the DL. Other than that, the Ducks are the picture of perfect health, David.
If you don't count the fact that we all do miss Cody Puckett, who became such a stalwart in the infield and third base for the Long Island Ducks. Giovanni Alfonso, though, replacing him and doing a marvelous job throughout the season. But, Cody, we miss you and hope to see you again down the road.
And Cody was actually here pre-game hanging out with some of the guys and chilling in the locker room. So it's good to know he's still very much around and a part of the team.
And has been for quite a few seasons. Michael Krause, the center fielder, 7th in the order against Henderson Alvarez, who gets a strike and a fastball in the inside corner. It's 0-1. Krause on the season at .267, 13 homers, has knocked in 43. Righty-righty matchup, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, taking just a little off. Nice changeup from Alvarez. And it's 0-2. Bottom third of the order for the Bees against Henderson Alvarez. Here in the second, Krause, Jamar Walton, and Jake McGigan. And the 0-2. Looked like it had the plate, but downstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Michael Krause. Again, Henderson Alvarez, the former major leaguer, 5 seasons in the majors, 2 with the Blue Jays, 3 with the Marlins, making his Duck debut here tonight. Full windup and the 1-2. Big curveball hit in the hole and through. Past the diving Dan Lyons to left field. A leadoff single from Michael Krause. He is on here in the second inning. Didn't hit it all that hard, but hit it just hard enough in the right spot to elude the glove of Dan Lyons. So third hit for the New Britain Bees, their first single following a pair of doubles back in the first inning. And here's Jamar Walton at .281, 6 homers, 24 RBIs. Batting from the left side against Alvarez, who now has to deal with a leadoff base runner. Krause on the season has 21 steals, but has been caught stealing 9 times, and he sends one off the bat. Jamar Walton just stinging into the crowd. Fortunately, hitting a seat that was not occupied, and everybody seems to be okay.
Yeah, one of those times that Krause was caught stealing was last night in the 7th inning at a point when the Bees needed a base runner. He got thrown out.
Boy, and a quick toss. Pickoff attempt from Henderson Alvarez. Very close at first base. Walton at the plate, and Krause taking a big lead and almost got caught as he had to dive back. He was leaning. Takes a healthy lead, being held on by first baseman Angelo Sanko. Alvarez throwing over again, but this time a much softer toss. Trying to keep Krause as close as possible. Looks to be a situation, it's not if he'll run, but when. And the pitch to Walton just misses the outside corner. And it's a ball and a strike to Jamar Walton.
And Krause just looks like a base stealer when he's got the lead. He's got a little bit of a lean towards second base, kind of his loins girded, just ready to take off at any minute.
And another pickoff attempt by Alvarez. It was a high fastball this time to Angelo Sanko. And getting back, standing up, was Krause. What also helps, you've got those funky sneakers, those running shoes for New Britain that are black and yellow. And this one's hit to center field on the run at the warning track almost is Delta Cleary Jr., who tracks it down, and Jamar Walton with a long, loud first out here in the second inning. Walton hit it pretty well, and it was slicing away from Delta, but with his speed, no problems to catch up to it. and made the grab. So the number 9 man in the order, Jake McGigan, shortstop, now coming up with 1 out. Krause still at first base. McGigan batting from the right side. He's at 203. Couple of homers. Has driven in 10. New Britain leading the Ducks 1-0. We're in the top of inning 2 here at Bethpage Ballpark. First pitch is a fastball that dives off the plate. And it's 1-0 to McGigan. Born on the South Shore of Massachusetts, Hingham, Mass., and lives in Boston. And the runner takes off. It gets away from catcher Alex Berg, and diving into second base is Michael Krause with a stolen base and no further advance from there. That was a situation where I believe, taking a guess here, Berg took his eye off the ball, seeing the base runner going, and was coming out of that crouch to throw before he actually had the ball, which skipped off his glove and came all the way to the backstop.
Yeah, that's certainly what it looked like there. And normally Berg very strong defensively. I think that time, like you said, maybe he got caught trying to cheat a little bit and catch the ball and bring it to his hand all in one motion.
So 22nd steal in the season for Michael Krause. He's in scoring position. McGigan at the plate, and a 2-0 count. And a fastball catches the plate. And it's 2-1 to the New Britain shortstop. Must be a thrill for McGigan to play for the New England team, one of the 2 in the Atlantic League, the other being Bridgeport, of course. Fastball inside, now 3 balls and a strike. To the number 9 man in the order, McGigan, Yusuke Kajimoto, the leadoff man, waiting on deck.
Although I feel like New Britain is on the more New England side of Connecticut, whereas Bridgeport probably gets lumped in more with the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut tri-state area.
I would agree with that. A geography lesson from Mr. Vasile. And the pitch is downstairs. So a walk surrendered to Jake McGigan, the number 9 man, which is something Henderson Alvarez certainly didn't have in mind. That is the 3rd walk he has issued to New Britain here tonight. Michael Krause is at second base after the steal. McGigan now takes his place at first. With Walton flying out, there's only 1 down, 2 runners on, and once again, Henderson Alvarez has to wiggle his way out of trouble as we go to back to the top of the order, and Yusuke Kajimoto.
And if there is any kind of silver lining in that walk, at very least it sets up the potential for an inning-ending double play. But Kajimoto very tough to double up.
Absolutely, with his speed. Batting from the left side. Alvarez checking the runners, and the pitch off the plate. Nice grab by Alex Berg. That one seemed ticketed to go all the way back to the netting. 1 ball and no strikes to Kajimoto, who bounced to second to open up this game at precisely 6:36 this evening. We're in the top of the second. The Bees with a 1-0 lead, scoring their 1 run in the top of the first. Pitch to Kajimoto. Strike outside corner. Well placed, well located by Henderson Alvarez. It's 1-1. Catcher James Skelton waiting on deck. And below us, Quackerjack with a mom and his son, and they're eating him up. Quackerjack so excited he's molting. And a throw, pickoff attempt, ends up in center field. Streaking to third base is Michael Krause, advancing Jake McGigan from first to second. So an error to the pitcher on a wild toss towards second base. Henderson Alvarez wheeling and attempting the second base pickoff of Michael Krause. And the ball ended up between the runner, Krause, and one of the Ducks infielders. I believe that was Elmer Reyes, and ended up in short center field. Boy, I'll tell you something, Joe. The more you see potential pickoffs at second, the more you see that.
No kidding. It's one of the most risky throws for the pitcher because he's got to turn all the way around.
Exactly. And the pitch to Kajimoto is fouled out of play to the left side, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the double play no longer in effect potentially. You got runners on second and third, and again, New Britain threatening with 2 runners in scoring position. McGigan off second, Krause off third. It's 1-2 to Kajimoto. Pitch on the way is downstairs, blocked by Alex Berg, no advance. And so far here tonight, Henderson Alvarez, who has already walked 3, and has thrown plenty of pitches in the dirt. And Alex Berg has been a busy catcher for the Long Island Ducks thus far.
That he has, and I think you're seeing maybe a little bit of rust for Alvarez because he hasn't been pitching anywhere this year. Was pitching in the Oakland Athletics organization a little bit last year, but had to shut it down earlier on in the year. So it's been a while since he's faced real live competition, and so perhaps a little bit of rust to still shake off.
Yep, good point. 2-2 pitch on the way, again downstairs, and blocked by Alex Berg. So the count now full. So it's 3-2 with 1 down, 2 on, 2 runners in scoring position. Michael Krause of New Britain is at third. Jake McGigan at second. And at the plate, the leadoff man for the Bees, Yusuke Kajimoto. Batting from the left side is Alvarez. Comes set. And the 3-2, a tapper towards short. It's taken by Dan Lyons, only one play. Sidearms at the first base, so a run scores. A run scoring out. Ground ball to shortstop Dan Lyons, the RBI for Kajimoto. Advancing over to third base is Jake McGigan. A productive RBI out for Kajimoto. It's 2-0 Bees.
Yeah, that's the only play that Lyons had there on that ball that was hit so slowly coming in. There was no chance of getting the runner, Krause, coming in from third. So just get this sure out at first base, trade the run. It's still very early in this game. You got plenty of time to make it up.
Only thing Lions and the Ducks could do. So it is 2-0 New Britain. At the plate, James Skelton, who walked his first time up and eventually would come around to score. And 1 ball and no strikes to Skelton. Runner on third, but 2 out now. McGigan is 90 feet away. And now 2 balls and no strikes as, again, Alvarez pitching from behind. Skelton in the driver's seat, at least so far in this at-bat. New Britain with single runs in the first and second innings to this point. And it's 2-0. Next pitch, a swing and a tapper foul behind the plate. And it's 2 balls and a strike to James Skelton, the dangerous Jovan Rosa, waiting on deck.
That's about the last guy that Henderson Alvarez wants to come up here in this inning. Get the guy out at the plate, and Skelton, he's a tough guy to get out, but you get out of him, and you just limit the damage to 1 run at this point.
First 2 innings, that's what Alvarez has had to do, limit damage. 2-1 pitch on the way, and it's downstairs again. 3 balls and a strike to Skelton. Skelton from the left side against the big righty, Henderson Alvarez. The 3-1 pitch on the way, right back to the mound. 1 bounce into the mid of Henderson Alvarez over to first base, and that will do it. However, in the inning, 1 run, 1 hit, a walk, 1 man left at the end of 1.5 at Bethpage Ballpark. The score now, New Britain 2, Long Island 0.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Delta Cleary Jr., and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. And best of all, it's only minutes away from Bethpage Ballpark. The Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 631-231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app has officially arrived. Powered by Clear Vision Apps, it's your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball. Buy tickets straight from your mobile device. Receive game status updates with push notifications. Check out up-to-the-minute news and scores and interact with the Ducks on social media. Best of all, it's free. Download the Ducks mobile app today by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. The Long Island Ducks mobile app, with you wherever you flock to.
There's no better time than now to sign up the young Ducks fan in your life for the Bethpage Federal Credit Union Ducks Kids Club. Children 14 and under will receive exciting gifts, discounts on merchandise, and unique experiences that only come with being a member. Sign up today by visiting liducks.com or by calling 631-940-3825.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, David Weiss and Joe Facile. 2-0 New Britain Bees over the Long Island Ducks as we go to the bottom of inning number 2. The Ducks will have numbers 6, 7, and 8 in the order. Elmer Reyes, Alex Berg, Giovanni Alfonso to face the New Britain starter, Jonathan Pettibone. And the first pitch on the way to Elmer Reyes is inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Reyes at 296. 2 homers, has knocked in 32. Next pitch is hit in the air to the right side. Craig Maddox giving way to the second baseman in short right field, Yusuke Hachimoto, who makes the catch for the first out here in the bottom of the second. So Alex Berg coming to the plate. Berg with a big blow last night, one of a hat trick of homers for the Long Island Ducks in their 5-3 win over the New Britain Bees, and the series opener between these two was Berg's 7th dinger of the season.
And his first in over a month since he hit a home run on the road at Somerset mid-June. And for Berg, who had been at that point in a 1-for-32 slump, a big weight lifted off of his shoulders, where he's able to now relax a little more.
And he hits it hard to shortstop, however. Jake McGigan to his right, our left, throws low, but scooped up by first baseman Craig Maddox. So a very quick second out here in the bottom of the second. Alex Berg is retired.
And just 3 pitches for Pettibone so far to get the first 2 outs. Through 30 in the first inning. He's
wow.
Needed a fast inning, and he's got the first 2 just like that.
And using the experience that all these ball players have as professionals, Giovanni Alfonso certainly recognizes that. Wants to give his pitcher, Anderson Alvarez, a bit of a blow in the dugout, so he'll probably take a couple of pitches here. And he takes the first one. It's a strike, 0-1. So Pettibone had some trouble walking 2 in the first inning for the Ducks, but was able to get out of it. And here, misses again. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Alfonso. At .330 on the season, 2 homers, 25 RBIs, playing in his 59th game of the season. Open stance from the right side. The 1-1 is hit to the gap. Right center field, Michael Krause is racing over and makes the running catch near the warning track, right up against the Mr. Softy side. Yes, a well-placed ball that almost hit the Mr. Softy cone. However, Alfonso with a loud out to right center field. In the inning for the Long Island Ducks, 3 up and 3 down, nothing across. We go to the top of the third, and the score remains the Bees 2, the Ducks nothing.
Hey fans, this is right-handed pitcher Tyler Levine, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Going way back is Joe Holden, and he is looking up, and that one is headed to field 5 at Robert Moses. The waves are gnarly, and the Ducks have tied it at 1.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
New York Sports Day is one of the largest independent New York sports news sources out there. For coverage of the Long Island Ducks, Mets, Yankees, Major and Minor League Baseball, football, basketball, hockey, and even soccer, Visit NewYorkSportsDay.com. New York Sports Day, your independent Gotham sports news source.
While we have a moment, just want to pass along our condolences to the family of the late, great Bob Wolf. I was among the many who met him, kept in touch with him over the years, a mentor of mine and so many in the broadcast field, baseball Hall of Famer. He's in Cooperstown. We remember him playing the ukulele there. Many years at News 12, but I grew up listening to Nick games along with so many other New York sports teams, and his play-by-play was just the best, and a true gentleman and wonderful man. Bob Wolf, already sorely missed, passing away just a few days ago at the age of 96. So it'll be Jovan Rosa leading off here for the New Britain Bees against the former Major Leaguer Henderson Alvarez for the Ducks, making his Duck debut tonight. He's given up 2 runs on 3 hits, although one of those 2 runs unearned. And Rosa takes a strike. It's 0-1. Rosa doubled his first time up down the left field line, and he takes a big swing here, hits it a mile high. Center field, Delta Cleary Jr. still going back, just short of the warning track, and makes the catch. Rosa even. When he makes out, will send the ball a long way, 1 down. Rosa, by the way, you look up and down the offensive statistics, the categories, and he is among the league leaders in so many, including games played. Again, playing all 140 games last year, all 80 games this year, so he's number 1 there. Leading the league in hits with 89 now, and doubles, he's within 1 of the lead with 23. Greg Maddox, player coach for the New Britain Bees, sends a foul ball down the left field line and out of play. It's 0-1 to Maddox. The second of 2 consecutive doubles in the first inning by the Bees. Rosa hit the first one, Maddox the second to left field and drove in James Skelton with the first run of the game. 0-1 pitch to Maddox, and he sends one, a little looper, a base hit to right field. Over the head of El Reyes, second baseman, and folding it in front of right fielder Quentin Berry. So a looping single. Craig Maddox, player coach, showing his teammates how it's done. He's 2 for 2.
He's got that unconventional batting stance where he just kind of holds the bat like in front of his face, but it has been working for him all season long, and it's been working for him tonight. Now 2 for 2.
Whatever works. I don't know the guy's name, but if you go onto YouTube, you get that guy who imitates batting stances, and I could watch that all day. I don't know if you've seen it. But
oh, yeah, the batting stance guy. Yeah.
He's incredible, isn't he? Connor Bierfeld, who walked his first time up, batting from the right side against Alvarez. 1 on, 1 out. First pitch is a hard slider that misses off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. So Rosa flying out to lead off this 3rd inning, and then Maddox with a looping single to right. New Britain looking for more. They've scored single runs in the first 2 innings. And on the top of the 3rd, lead at 2-0, looking to pad that lead as Alvarez gets a strike on the outside corner. And we have a new pitcher for the Long Island Ducks, something that eluded our attention. Alfredo Simon is in the game for the Ducks. Something I should have noticed right away. So Alvarez is out after 2 innings pitched in his Duck debut. 41 pitches, 21 for strikes. And Simon's pitch, a good fastball. Swing and a miss by Bierfeld, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So we gave Alvarez credit for 2 at-bats against the Bees that he's not responsible for. The fly out to Rosa, the single by Maddox. Alfredo Simon is in there for the Long Island Ducks. A swing and a foul in and out of the mid of Alex Berg. So Connor Bierfeld is still alive at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and Alvarez was only set to go about 3 to 4 innings in today's game, but because the pitch count got up so high and the 3 walks and all the trouble that he had to kind of get through, looks like given the early hook here today, and Alfredo Simon, big pasta in on the mound to replace him.
And he's big in every respect. 6'6" from Santiago, the Dominican Republic. And one of a bevy of relievers who have done very solid performances out of the Duck bullpen. The 2-2 pitch on the way just downstairs. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Bierfeld. Maddox 1 for 1 in the stolen base department, so not a threat to steal being held on by Sonko at first base. So Alvarez's day is done. It's first evening. And the next pitch is upstairs. That is the 4th walk surrendered by the Long Island Ducks, and first, of course, by reliever Alfredo Simon.
And it's kind of funny, you've got one guy, Henderson Alvarez, 2014 National League All-Star, being relieved by another 2014 National League All-Star, and Alfredo Simon, who got that honor while with the Cincinnati Reds that year. So kind of nice little thing. I think the Ducks are just going to pick up everyone from that All-Star team one at a time. So I think David Wright's going to be the next one that we'll see at third base.
Just keep picking them up. Simon making his 6th appearance as a Duck, all in relief. And the first pitch is hit, a tapper, taken on a backhand by Simon. He turns, he throws wide. It's a diving catch by Sonko at first base, but he was pulled off the bag. So the bases are loaded up now for the New Britain Bees with only 1 down. Simon got to it, did the 360 spin, but his throw took first baseman Sonko off the first base bag, and that is an error charge to the pitcher, Alfredo Simon, which matches the error that was charged to Henderson Alvarez. Pitcher errors coming back to haunt the Long Island Ducks tonight, and the bases are loaded with only 1 down. So you've got Maddox leading off third, Connor Bierfeld off second base, and Jordan Hinshaw off first. Michael Krause is at the plate. He singled his first time up and would later come around to score. And he hits one in the air, short right field. Quinton Berry is coming in, his momentum carrying him toward the infield. No advance by anybody as he throws it in. It is cut off near the pitcher's mound, and no advance. A big second out here in the 3rd inning by the Long Island Ducks.
Yeah, that one hit far too shallow for Maddox at third base to think about trying to come in and score. Very wisely holding up there, and now Simon with a chance to get out of this. The Bees have already left 4 runners on base in the first 2 innings, and if Simon can get out of this, it'll be the 2nd time that they've stranded the bases loaded. In 3 innings, that's hard to believe.
Yeah, a lot of opportunities here to make this a much larger lead than the 2-0 score that we see up on the scoreboard. And the pitch to Jamar Walton is a fastball high and away. 1 ball and no strikes to Walton, who fly to center field his first time up. Maddox leads off third. Connor Bierfeld off second. Jordan Hinshaw off first. The recipient of that error, a wide throw from Alfredo Simon. Michael Krause with the fly out to short right field. Runners had to hold still and remain at the bag where they were stationed, and Jamar Walton is at the plate with 2 down as the Ducks once again try to wriggle out of a jam. 1-0 pitch to Walton is on the way. Fouled straight back. He had a good cut. A ball and a strike to Walton. 2 runs, 4 hits for the New Britain Bees. The Ducks, through 2 innings plus, have not had a hit yet, but 2 errors, 1 by each of their pitchers thus far tonight. 1-1 pitch on the way is hit into right field and fairly deep. Quinton Berry's running back. It's over his head and it's up against the wall. All 3 runners will score. The ball thrown back to the infield. A bases clearing double for Jamar Walton. 3-run score, and it is now a 5-0 lead for the Bees. Boy, Walton got all of that, and Quinton Berry was playing shallow. He had to run a long way back to the warning track just to come close, and that was 1 hop against the wall. All 3 runners with 2 down were running with the swing and the crack of the bat, and all 3 scored easily.
Yeah, like you said, Dave, it was Berry playing so shallow in right field. I think if he's at normal depth, that's a catchable ball for him, especially with his speed and the ground he can cover out there, but just not able to track that one down.
At the plate is Jake McGigan, 9th man in the order, the shortstop, who walked his first time up, and he takes outside for a ball. So a big blow with 2 down here. The Ducks were trying to work their way out of a jam, and keep the deficit at 2, but it is now 5. Next pitch to McGigan, outside corner, a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Maddox, Bierfeld, and Hinshaw all scoring. And Jamar Walton with another double, third double of the game for the New Britain Bees, and Walton with RBIs number 25, 26, and 27 on the season. With 1 swing of the bat, fouls back, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to McGigan.
And by the way, all of these runs in this inning unearned against Alfredo Simon because of the error, which was his own, but still allowing the inning to continue, as Walton never would have come up to bat with a better throw.
Coming set is Simon. 1-2 pitch on the way is upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Boy, Chris King and I have had this discussion on and on every time we do a broadcast together. I strongly feel that if a pitcher commits an error, the run should be earned. You should connect what he does in the field and what he does on the mound. But that's not the way it is. 2-2 pitch on the way. Call strike 3. Slider nipping the outside corner. And that is the first strikeout by a Duck pitcher tonight. However, plenty of damage before that strikeout. 3 runs for the New Britain Bees in the 3rd inning. There were 2 hits, a walk, an error, and 1 man left. At the end of 2.5 at Bethpage Ballpark, the Ducks have some work to do. It's the Bees 5, the Ducks nothing.
Hey fans, this is infielder Elmer Reyes, and you're listening to Duck Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 24 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and also recently acquired Hampton Luxury Liner with regular service from New York City to the Hamptons. They also offer a variety of vineyard tour options. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines and Hampton Luxury Liner, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Hey Ducks fans, the final out of the top of the 3rd inning was the 15th out of tonight's ball game. Did you know that a 15-minute call to Geico could save you 15% or more in your car insurance? Get a free quote today. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. That's 1-800-947-AUTO. Or visit geico.com.
David Weiss, Joe Facile, Bethpage Ballpark. It's the Ducks and New Britain Bees. The Ducks trailing 5-0. Bottom of inning number 3. Dan Lyons at the plate. Ducks shortstop. The veteran takes inside for a ball, 1-0. Dan on the season is a .249, 4 homers, 20 RBIs, and takes a strike inside corner, 1-1. Dan, for a good chunk of the first half, was at or around 200. He has lifted that average up. He's played a solid shortstop as always. He has come back strong. 1-1 pitch, hits the outside corner. Good fastball from Jonathan Pettibone, who has not surrendered a hit to the Ducks yet. He did walk 2 in the opening inning. The Ducks could not take advantage of a 2nd and 3rd 1-out situation. And the next pitch, a sweeping slider, misses. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 5 runs, 5 hits for the Bees through their 3 innings. The Ducks, in their 3rd time at bat here, looking for their first hit. Pettibone's pitch to Lyons off the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pettibone with 30 pitches in the first inning and just a handful in that 2nd inning. A quick work of the Ducks. 2nd time through. And 3-2 pitch. Dan hits it in the air. Is it playable down the right field line? It is. It's just in short right, going back. Just on the grass is Craig Maddox, the first baseman. Catch that, pop up, 1 down. And we might mention, if you go back to that first inning, with Connor Bierfeld at the plate for the New Britain Bees. He hit a foul ball that struck the third base coach / manager for the New Britain Bees, Stan Clyburn. He was helped off the field. We understand he's okay. He's sitting up. He's in the dugout. He has not resumed his activities as third base coach, but he is okay, we understand, and that is awfully good news. At the plate, Quinton Berry takes a big hack at it. Fouls it in and out of the mid of catcher James Skelton. It's no balls and a strike to Berry, who led off the bottom of the first with a walk, promptly stole his 5th base of the season, got to third on a wild pitch, but the Ducks were unable to cash in that aforementioned second and third one-out situation. Batting from the left side, the pitch to Berry is smoked to right center field. Michael Krause is going back. He's going way back and makes the catch right at the wall and again at the Mr. Softy sign. Give me a lick. 2 down. Berry hit it well, but Krause able to track it down with his speed. So Delta Cleary Jr. coming up. He struck out his first time up. Long way to go. It's only the bottom of the third. The Ducks just looking to put a few cracks in the ceiling here, just chip away. As the first pitch is down low, 1 ball and no strikes to Delta. Lou Ford is waiting on deck. And quickly into the windup is Pettibone. Next pitch, home run hack by Delta, swinging through it. It's a ball and a strike. So after that shaky first inning, Pettibone walking 2 of the first 3 batters he faced, he has really settled down as Delta sends a foul ball left field that makes it all the way to concessions. And it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Now for Jonathan Pettibone, this was the first time that he's taken the mound in nearly 2 weeks. It was July 2nd against Bridgeport the last time he pitched. He's making his way back from a lot of shoulder problems.
Next pitch, a fastball downstairs, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 out, nobody on.
And so because of all the shoulder problems that Pettibone's had throughout his career, he's often skipping starts, and that might have contributed to that rough first inning.
As we said, though, he has settled down quickly. 2-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. Good fastball, and Delta Cleary Jr. swinging through it. Second time Delta has gone down swinging. And second strikeout for Pettibone. 3 up and 3 down. In fact, Pettibone has retired 8 in a row now. The end of 3 at Bethpage Ballpark. The score remains the Bees 5, the Ducks nothing.
Hey fans, this is pitcher David Artsma, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Long Island's Ford Giant is celebrating its 60th year anniversary. Stop by Sayville Ford to check out their state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
Bethpage Ballpark is a great place to watch a ball game, so why not do so from some of the best seats in the house? The Ducks are proud to present the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden. Open for all fans on nights when the Smokin' Owl's party deck has not been reserved, the Beer Garden will feature a variety of frosty draft and bottled brews, as well as several food choices. The area has been decked out with bar rail seating and Ducks branded furniture to provide a comfortable atmosphere for everyone. Be sure to stop by and check out the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden on your next visit to the ballpark.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, David Weiss, Joe Vasile, Ducks trailing the New Britain Bees 5-0. We go to the top of inning number 4. We got some 4th inning trivia for you in just a moment. But first, to carry you along for the next 4 innings of play-by-play, here's Joe.
Thank you, David. It'll be the top of the lineup for New Britain to up against Alfredo Simon. Yusuke Kajimoto to lead things off, followed by James Skelton and Jovan Rosa. So into the wind, the first pitch from Simon of the inning is grounded right back to the mound, hits off the heel of the glove of Simon. He recovers and is just going to have to put this one in his back pocket. That should go down as an infield single for Yusuke Kajimoto. Would have been a nice play made by Simon as it hit off the heel of his glove, and The Bees with the leadoff man on here in the top of the 4th inning is a nice round of applause for the on-field host, Jason Linick, who has joined the stands here right in front of us.
Well, let's see. I don't see an error up there. I don't see a hit yet either.
So we'll await the official ruling. Hasn't come through yet.
But I agree. Should be an infield single.
It's the first pitch, James Skelton. He squares around to bunt, pulls it back, and launches the ball to count 1-0.
Boy, if they gave Simon that error, that would be the 3rd error by a pitcher for the Ducks in this game. When do you see that?
Almost never. Simon set the 1-0. In for a called strikeout, now even up at 1-1. That wasn't a particularly hard hit ball, but still, when the ball goes off the pitcher's glove, you don't expect the pitcher to be a fielder. So it's very hard to give the pitcher an error on a ball like that, where it hits off of him and then caroms away.
It does go down as an error.
Woof. Check swing, ground ball to third base, fielded by Alfonso. Throw to second for 1, relay to first, double play. So it's all moot.
There you go. Just forget about the whole thing. The 3rd error against Ducks pitchers tonight. However, no damage done with a 5-4-3 double play, the pitcher's best buddy. All right, here's the 4th inning trivia very quickly, testing your knowledge of the Ducks and baseball in general. Quentin Berry was a member of the 2012 Detroit Tigers, which former Long Island Ducks pitcher was Berry teammates with on the 2012 Tigers? Tough question.
No freebies tonight. First pitch to Jovan Rosa is on the outside corner for a called strike to count 0-1. You don't have to go too far back. I'll give a hint on that one. He's not on the team this year, but again, you don't have to go too far back to find who it was.
This question from Joe Vasile, and it is a beauty.
Pitch. Ephus from Alfredo Simon that misses upstairs. The count 1-1. That Bugs Bunny curveball that he just drops in. He'll pick that out about once or twice a game, and it's always a delight to watch it sail in. 1-1 pitch. Misses upstairs. Now 2-1 to Rosa.
Predating you, but not predating me. Late 60s, early 70s, Steve Hamilton, New York Yankees, the Folly Floater. This one not quite a Folly Floater, but still a looper.
2-1 pitch, misses low and outside. Now 3-1 to Rosa. I want to say El Duque threw one of those also.
Yes, that's right. He did. Absolutely. In the 1990s with the Yankees. Always fun to see that. And there was somebody in the 60s did it. They called it an Ephus pitch.
Yep. 3-1, misses low. That's ball 4 to Jovan Rosa. He's on base for the 2nd time tonight after his double back in the 1st. Now walk against Alfredo Simon. So he'll on down to first. That'll bring up Craig Maddox, the cleanup hitter, who's already 2 for 2 tonight.
So 2 walks surrendered by Simon so far. The Ducks have issued 5 free passes tonight. We're just in the top of the 4th.
Not really the rate that you want to be going at, Dave.
No. It's tough enough when you're not issuing walks. You don't want to surrender anything for free.
12 base runners for the New Britain Bees in the first 4 innings. As the first pitch to Craig Maddox is in for a called strike. Now 0-1. 5 hits, 5 walks, and 2 have reached by an error. That's pretty incredible. But they only have 5 runs at this point.
That's right.
The 0-1. Swinging a rip out towards right field. Berry didn't see it at first. Now comes in with a slide. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. Quentin Berry with the 2nd straight night, making a fantastic play in right field on a drive by Craig Maddox to end the inning. For the Bees here in the 4th, no runs, no hits, 1 error, and a man left on base. It's 5-0 New Britain as we go to the bottom of the 4th on the Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Matt Larkins, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebates on energy efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the magic of Orlando.
is entirely up to you. Visit pseglyny.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owls party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nickolock Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, David Weiss, Joe Vasile. Ducks trailing 5-0 going to the bottom of the fourth. Here's your fourth inning trivia question. Quentin Berry was a member of the 2012 Detroit Tigers, which former Long Island Ducks pitcher was on that team as well. The answer? Joe came up with the question. What a tough one. Darren Downs, who went 12-10 with a 3.70 ERA in 29 games with the Ducks in 2015 and 2016. He's currently in the Chinese Professional Baseball League with the Lamigo Monkeys. That's an actual team in the Chinese league. Darren Downs is your answer.
0-1 pitch to Lou Ford, leading off the bottom of the fourth inning, is tapped foul. Count now 0-2. Jonathan Pettibone now 51 pitches thrown tonight. And, you know, I feel like Monkeys that's a team nickname that you don't see very much here in the States.
It isn't, but
and yet over in Asia, there's a lot of teams using that nickname. I wish it started translating over. It's a fun one.
It is a fun one. You can only imagine the fun the mascot would have with the fans on the stand.
Ford swings and misses at the 0-2, so he goes down. Third strikeout of the night for Jonathan Pettibone. There's one gone down here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 5-0 the score in favor of the New Britain Bees. A run at the first, an unearned run in the second, both coming against Henderson Alvarez, and then 3 unearned runs in the top of the third against Alfredo Simon. The Ducks have committed 3 errors today, all of them by their pitchers. So here's Angelo Sonko. First pitch is cut on and missed to the count 0-1.
So kind of a shaky first inning, and Pettibone to this point has retired 9 in a row. So you might say, to borrow a phrase from George Thorogood, he's been bad to the Pettibone. Thank you.
One pitch swung on and missed by Sonko.
I'm not sure if Joe is familiar with that song, but believe me, it's funny.
Count 0-2. No, I am familiar with George Thorogood and the Destroyers.
Oh, very good. He knows.
There you go.
I'm not sure how far back you go, but you have good taste.
Credit my dad for that one. 0-2 pitch. It's down to the dirt. Count now 1-2 to Angelo Sonko.
Could have made me feel worse and said your grandfather, so that's fine. I'll take dad. That's fine.
Sonko, his family here in attendance today. They've been visiting the ballpark here for about the past month. They've been around all summer after school got out. It's the 1-2 misses low. Count now 2-2. Enjoying a nice season. Team leading 15 home runs, including the one that he had last night. He's also got 2 two-homer games this year.
And such an important component, really. The thumper in the middle of the lineup.
Pitch ripped hard up the middle and into center field for a base hit.
Well, right on cue.
Yeah, so Sonko breaks up the streak of 9 in a row, retired by the former big leaguer Pettibone. That'll bring up Mark Krause with a man on and 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Well, as Yogi Berra once said, it gets late early. I know it's only the bottom of the fourth, but the Ducks need to start chipping away here.
Absolutely. You got to get to Pettibone now, I think. In this situation, especially with Krause and Reyes coming up to the plate, who've been 2 of your better hitters all season long, a good opportunity here to try something and just get on the scoreboard to start chipping away.
Well, it took 3 1/3 innings for the Ducks to get their first hit.
First pitch to Krause, misses high and outside. The count 1 ball and no strikes. Krause grounded out to first base his first time up. He's 0 for 1. As you said, the hit there for Sonko, the first of the game for the Ducks after 3 1/3 no-hit innings for Pettibone. On the pitch, on the outside corner for a strike, it's 1-1 to Mark Krause. Sonko not a threat to steal. He's 0 for 1 this year, and that wasn't even on a stolen base attempt. He was picked off and just took off for second base to get in a rundown and was tagged out. 1-1 misses inside. Count now 2-1 to Kraus. Kraus not really a guy at the plate that you'd hit and run with in this situation, even though 2-1 is that classic count. Pettibone set now the 2-1. Swing a foul ball back to the backstop behind his own plate. Count even up, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Mark Kraus.
Yeah, certainly trailing by 5. You wouldn't normally put runners in motion, but you got to love Kevin Baez. Just an aggressive manager. He makes things happen. He wants to get the defense in motion, get them guessing as to what he might do. Always bold moves by Kevin in the dugout.
Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Kraus goes down on strikes. Second strikeout of the inning for Jonathan Pettibone. So all of a sudden he's been dialing up the strikeout pitch. Second time through the lineup. There's 2 gone here in the 4th. Fourth strikeout of the night overall.
When I mentioned Kevin is making the moves in the dugout, what I meant to say, from the third base coaching area. Of course, Kevin is on the field and making all the decisions from there.
Here's the first pitch to Elmer Reyes. It misses low. Count 1 ball and 0 strikes. 5-0 New Britain in the bottom of the 4th inning. Angelo Sonko standing at first base with 2 outs. On the pitch, swing a line drive hit out towards right field. That'll fall in front of Jordan Hinshaw for a base hit. Station to station as Sonko heads down to second. On the base knock by Elmer Reyes, and now it's first and second for Alex Berg, who's got the power to change the complexion of this game with one big swing of the bat.
Absolutely, can make a 5-0 game a 5-3 game with one big shot. And Elmer Reyes, a good piece of hitting. That was in on his fists and just an inside-out swing going the other way with a looping base hit to right. So a couple of strikeouts, couple of singles in this inning. And now Alex Berg with a big at-bat, even though we're just in the bottom of the 4th.
Pettibone set. Here's the pitch to Berg. This is low. Count 1 ball and 0 strikes. Berg 0 for 1. Grounded out sharply to shortstop his first time up. That was back in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, you mentioned the deep slump he was mired in before hitting that homer last night in the 5-3 Ducks win over the Bees.
1-0 pitch. This is low. The count now 2 balls and 0 strikes to Berg. The plan with Alfredo Simon coming in after Henderson Alvarez was for Simon to throw 2 innings today. So the Ducks, in theory, should have a new pitcher coming in the top of the 5th inning. That's just something to bookmark here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Now the pitch to Berg misses low. The count 3 balls and 0 strikes.
Well, Pettibone was sailing right along, but has encountered some difficulty here in the 4th.
Pettibone now set the 3-0. Misses low for ball 4. And Alex Berg, a guy who doesn't draw a lot of walks at the plate, draws a 2-out walk presented by City MD Urgent Care. Over 15 City MD locations across Long Island. If you need a doctor, just walk in. Now loads the bases for Giovanni Alfonso, the leading hitter on the team, at 3:30 coming into this game.
Alfonso might be tempted to take a couple of vicious cuts and then maybe shorten his swing, but one swing here and this would be a brand new game. But all the Ducks want to do is maybe score a few. That's all they need.
They had a home run in yesterday's game. It was just his 2nd of the season. The first pitch to Alfonso is in for a called strike. Count 0-1. Hit for a good average at 330, like we mentioned. Not a ton of power, but it's come through in the clutch time and time again for this Long Island Ducks team. The author of 3 waddle-offs. Now the 0-1. This is low. Count 1 ball and 1 strike to Gio.
Yeah, Pettibone finding it a little tough to locate the plate at the moment. 2 strikeouts in this inning, but 2 singles. And a walk to Alex Berg. Fans are into it.
Here's the 1-1. Just misses low. No, a throw behind Sonko at third base. Rosa wasn't ready. He's able to pick the throw. I don't think Rosa or Angelo Sonko were expecting for James Skelton to snap throw behind him at third base. You don't often see throwing behind a runner at third. You see it at first a lot and occasionally at second.
Absolutely.
Very risky. 2 balls and a strike to count to Alfonso. Now the pitch. This is outside. It's now 3-1. It's Angelo Sonko at third, Reyes at second, and Alex Berg at first base. Ducks on all the ponds.
Boy, with that skeleton throw to Jovan Rosa at third, it was almost Christmas in July. They almost gave the Ducks a big gift.
Now the 3-1 to Alfonso. Late swing, a foul ball down the right field line. And that one will hit down right along the sidewall and carry him out to Jordan Hinshaw. So the count now full 3-2. And all 3 runners will be off for their bases. The merry-go-round in motion here on the payoff pitch.
The old carousel. So if Alfonso can hit one in the gap, all 3 would most likely score.
And the catcher, Berg, at first base does have probably the slowest foot speed around the bases of the 3 runners. Something to keep an eye on in that case. The pitch, runners go, swing a chopper up the middle and gloved by Pettibone. He'll throw to first, and that will do it for the inning as Alfonso throws the bat aside and nearly sails it into the Ducks dugout in frustration. The Ducks load the bases here in the 4th inning, but cannot push across a run. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and again, 3 left on base. We go to the top of the 5th. It's 5-0 New Britain.
Hey fans, this is Yuri De La Rosa, left-hander pitcher, and you are listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. And best of all, it's only minutes away from Bethpage Ballpark. The Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 631-231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Hey Ducks fans, stay up to date with Long Island's hometown team by visiting Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Quack of the Bat will bring Ducks fans beyond the headlines with in-depth feature articles, breaking news stories, game previews, post-game wrap-ups, and so much more. Interact with the team during the entire season through quotes directly from the players and coaches, as well as exclusive video clips and photos. Check out the blog today at quackofthebat.wordpress.com. Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks.
Hey Duck fans, you can chill out with a cold cup of Hampton Coffee Company Gourmet Iced Coffee. Available at the concession stands here at Bethpage Ballpark. Hampton Coffee, the preferred coffee of the Long Island Ducks. Visit HamptonCoffeeCompany.com or visit their cafes out in the beautiful Hamptons.
Well, we go to the top of the 5th inning, 5-0 the score in favor of New Britain. Alfredo Simon remains in the game for the Ducks, having thrown 32 pitches in 2 innings of relief. And he'll face Connor Bierfeld to lead things off. The first pitch is swung on and driven high in the air and deep to left field. Back goes Mark Krause, and he will look up and watch it go. Gone, a home run for Connor Bierfeld.
Boy, that wasn't much of a doubt off the Quack of the Bat. Connor Bierfeld just getting all of it. Courtesy look by Mark Krause. Took a few steps towards the left field wall, but that thing was gone. What, he crushed it. 6-0 Bees.
Yeah, 14th home run of the season for Connor Bierfeld. That leads the Bees. He was one of their representatives on the All-Star team last Wednesday. And showing why there, he had a walk-off home run against Long Island up at New Britain Stadium earlier this season. And he absolutely crushed that one as Jordan Hinshaw fouls the first pitch back from Simon. And the count 0-1.
Looked like he was guessing fastball, and he got it.
So Simon now trying to have to focus on the task at hand and the dangerous Jordan Hinshaw hitting .363 on the year. The pitch misses low. It's 1-1. And in a way, Jordan Hinshaw is kind of like the Bees version of Giovanni Alfonso. Hits for a high average, not a ton of power, but will come through in the clutch and play solid defense. As the 1-1 in for a strike, it's now 1-2.
And he's played just a little less than half the games that the Bees have had this year, but yes, has been an important component to their lineup.
1-2 the count as Simon winds and fires the pitch. This is outside, now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hinshaw 0 for 2 today, reached on an error back in the 3rd inning. That was against Simon. And also lined into a 6-4 double play that ended the 1st. Was it a bases loaded 1-out jam that Henderson Alvarez was able to escape with just 1 run in. Now the 2-2 to Hinshaw, driven in the air pretty well out towards right field, chasing Berry back. Now he circles in on it, makes the catch for out number 1 of the inning. Ball struck ball up into the air for Jordan Hinshaw, but the wind was blowing out to left field tonight. It looked like it helped keep that one more strictly in the ballpark.
Yeah, the wind has picked up a bit. I mean, it's still a little more than a soft breeze, but it's not exactly a gale force wind. But it is blowing everything from right field toward left and keeping things in the ballpark if you're hitting it toward right.
Brings Michael Krause up to the plate, 1 for 2 with a run scored. The first pitch in for a called strike to Krause, count 0-1. Krause singled, stole second, reached third on an error on a pickoff attempt from Henderson Alvarez. Came home to score on a ground out from Yusuke Kajimoto back in the 2nd. Quite a trip around the bases. Pitch in for a called strike, count now 0-2. I believe that's what they used to call for the Mets a Reyes run back in the day.
That's right. That's right. Making things happen on the base paths.
That's what you always hear coaches, managers talk about, putting pressure on the defense and trying to force the action on the bases. That's what Krause was able to do as he swings and misses at the 0-2 pitch. He goes down on strike, second strikeout of the game for Alfredo Simon, and 2 gone here in the 5th inning.
And that's the way Kevin Baez manages putting the Ducks in motion, keeping the opposition guessing. You don't see it on the major league level as much now. It's basically get a couple of guys on, wait for the 3-run homer.
And that was a conversation I was having with Phelan Lentini before the season started. And he said, you just look at the playoffs last year with John Lester, who everybody knew doesn't throw over to first base, and yet guys still weren't trying to steal on him.
Right,
exactly. Jamar Walton swings and misses, count 0-1. He said, and I agree with him, it makes the game less exciting when there's not that kind of risk-taking out of the base paths. That's the exciting stuff that's, I feel, a little bit missing.
It's a home run happy league now.
No kidding. 0-1 pitch, foul ball by Walton, count now 0-2. Not that there's anything wrong with home runs, but just mix it up every once in a while.
Yeah, but look at the strikeout totals now. You know, what was, ridiculous totals back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s now is well accepted. Strike out 220 times, whatever they say. Okay, but how many homers did you hit?
Yeah.
So now it doesn't matter.
0-2 pitch. Check swing by Walton at a ball down in the dirt. On appeal, he did not go around, says Matt Cain, the third base umpire. It's now 1-2. I remember, for years, what was it? Bobby Bonds had the strikeout record at 190. Now guys are striking out 200 every year.
Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with it, according to how it's viewed in baseball now, although I think it's a much less exciting game.
Simon looking to Alexberg for signs. Now gets ready, and a timeout called here by Jamar Walton. And it's interesting, no team in the Atlantic League strikes out more than the New Britain Bees.
Right, that's right. They have among the league leaders, there are a couple of them in the top 5.
1-2 misses down in the dirt, count now 2-2. Yeah, they have 3 players, Michael Krause, Connor Bierfeld, and James Skelton, on the top 5 in the league in strikeouts. And as a team, coming into tonight, they'd struck out 702 times. The next closest team was the York Revolution, 630. They've struck out 72 more times than any other team in the league.
It's a lot of free swinging.
Now the 2-2 from Simon. Swing and a miss.
There you go.
And down goes Walton. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Alfredo Simon. And after the home run from Bierfeld, he sets the Bees down in order. But you can't ignore that home run. It's now 6-0 in favor of New Britain. And we head to the bottom of the 5th on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Tim Millville, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Going way back is Joe Holden, and he is looking up, and that one is headed to field 5 at Robert Moses. The waves are gnarly, and the Ducks have tied it at 1.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, David Weiss along with Joe Vasile. The Ducks trailing 6-0 going to the bottom of inning number 5. This is the second of 3 against the New Britain Bees. Ducks won last night. They have some work to do tonight. One more against the Bees before the Ducks have a day off and then hit the road and will venture down the pike to Lancaster, PA. But before they do, one more game against the Bees tomorrow night. Game time 6:35. 4 ways to get your Long Island Ducks tickets at the Bethpage Ballpark box office right here in Central Islip, online at liducks.com. You can do it via the Ducks mobile app, which is an extremely easy way to do it, or you could call. Yes, on your old rotary phone at home, 631-940-TIXX. That's 940-8499.
New pitcher in the game for the New Britain Bees. That means Jonathan Pettibone's night is done. It's the side-arming righty Brandon Shimo into the contest. Pettibone threw 74 pitches through 4 innings, walked 3 but allowed just 2 hits, struck out 4 and did not allow a run. First pitch to Dan Lyons is a fastball in the outside corner for a called strike, and the count's 0-1 to Dan, who's 0 for 1 today. Popped up to first base his first time up against Pettibone. So perhaps now with Pettibone out of the game, a chance for the Ducks to strike against an embattled New Britain bullpen. 0-1 misses outside from Shimo. Count even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. The Bees have the worst team ERA in the Atlantic League at 4.48 coming into this game. And a lot of that is because of their bullpen. 1-1 pitch. Slider misses outside. Count now 2 balls and a strike to Lyons. They've got 3 guys out in their bullpen who are active with ERAs over 6. And nobody out in the bullpen, other than Nate Rowe, has an ERA under 3.3. 2-1 is foul, now 2-2.
Taking a look at Shimo's numbers, making his 29th appearance of the season, all in relief. 40 innings pitched, has given up 24 hits. He has struck out 39 in those 40 innings, so he can strike people out, but he has walked 16 along the way, given up 15 earned runs, an ERA of 3.38.
And as you'd expect with the side-arming righty, right-handed hitter is hitting just 160 against him. It's the 2-2 fouled off by Lyons. Count now will remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, he comes across the rubber, and with that sidearm, especially anything off speed, looks like it's going to hit you, and then ends up on the outside corner or even off the plate, and you can't help but to take a swing.
It's just got to look like it's coming right out of the Ray the Plumber's son. 2-2 pitch. Swing a slow roller up the third baseline, gloved by Jovan Rosa, but in foul territory.
That would have been an infield single with Danny's speed, and it was hit so slowly, but just bounced foul. But again, when you get a side armor, in this case a right-handed side armor, it looks like the ball is coming diagonally at you, and it's very tough not to step in the bucket. Well, the Ducks only have 2 hits so far tonight. They have had trouble against Pettibone, but as you mentioned, Joe, new guy in there. They need to put a couple of crooked numbers up on the board.
Here's the 2-2. Runs inside and hits Lyons right on the backside. So Dan Lyons hit by a pitch, and he'll head on down to first base. So base runner for the Ducks to get things going here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That's the 6th time that Lyons has been hit by a pitch this year, which leads the team.
Well, no stranger to that. He has often been among the team leaders in that category. Still stands well up on the plate. And at this point, the Ducks need base runners. So Danny's aboard.
I'll bring up Quentin Berry in the top of the lineup. First pitch, Berry squares around to bunts and makes contact, but it goes well foul over by the ball boy in front of the New Britain Bees dugout on the third base line. Count 0-1.
Now, third baseman Jovan Rosa was playing at normal depth. So Berry, obviously down by 6, is not sacrificing. He was bunting to get on.
Count no balls and a strike to Quentin Berry. He's 0 for 1 today. Walked, stole a base back in the first inning. He's also flown out deep to right center field. Shimo set the 0-1. Runner goes. Swing and a miss by Berry. And getting into second base without a throw is Dan Lyons. So Dan steals just his 4th base of the season. He heads down to second into scoring position, but the count now 0-2 to Quentin Berry.
That might have been fouled back and tipped into the glove of James Skelton, because you would have assumed he would have tried to throw it down there. Not exactly a time of the game for defensive indifference.
Bottom of the 5th inning, 6-0. The New Britain Bees lead the Long Island Ducks. Shimo set the 0-2. Swinging a ground ball up the middle, but gloved nicely by Shimo. He looks to third, throws, and they got him! What a play. Heads up by Brandon Shimo to throw ahead of the lead runner. Lyons with the tag play in force. Jovan Rosa gloved it, got the tag on. Lyons went airborne, and that's how out number 1 happens here in the bottom of the 5th.
Boy, a number of times here tonight, the Ducks have hit it hard right back up the middle, only to be denied by whoever was on the mound. It was Pettibone several innings ago, and in this case, Brandon Shimo. And as you said, the presence of mind to see the runner moving. Not the best of decisions there by Danny Lyons to try to make it to third, and he was thrown out.
Here's the first pitch from Shimo. Berry runs. It's at the knees for a strike to Cleary, and going down to second base is Quentin Berry. He steals a base. Second of the inning for the Ducks. Second of the night for Berry.
And up by 6. That was borderline defensive indifference. In fact, it was almost insulting.
Yeah.
But
well, Skelton's certainly indifferent. That's for sure, but
not wanting to throw.
Yeah. The 0-1 pitch. This is outside. Count even up at 1-1 to Delta Cleary Jr. You know, it's funny with the defensive indifference rule. And I had a manager confront me about this last year. It was Joe Oliver. We gave a defensive indifference on a play in the 9th inning, like down by 4 or something like that. There was no throw down to second. As the 1-1 swung on and missed by Cleary, count now 1-2. And he argued that it shouldn't be a defensive indifference. It should be a stolen base because the second baseman took 1 step towards the second base bag, and if one of those middle infielders moves, it's not defensive indifference.
So in other words, the infielder wasn't indifferent enough.
Exactly. Like, he took 1 step and was fighting for a stolen base, but I think that was more just frustration after a bad loss.
I think so.
1-2 is fouled back by Cleary.
But how about
Count
this?
now 1-2.
We're basically just past the midpoint of this game. And you got a situation where that was as indifferent as you get. Nobody moved. Skelton wasn't about to throw. They're up by 6. They don't care if the Ducks take second base, but it'll be put down as a stolen base.
Yeah, and I don't really get that. I mean, I get it. You're up 6-0, but you don't want to be giving away bases this early in the game as Cleary tags one out to left field. Coming on a slide, Bierfeld traps the ball, and that'll go down as a base hit for Delta Cleary Jr. Berry had to hold up to make sure it wasn't going to be caught, so he has to stay at second base. The Ducks have runners on first and second with 1 out here in the 5th.
So Delta with a sinking blooper to left field, and Bierfeld with some speed came in but just couldn't hang on. And as you said, Berry had to hang on. He didn't have a choice.
So that'll bring up Lou Ford, the heart of the lineup, coming up for the Ducks with runners on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Trailing 6-0 to the New Britain Bees tonight.
Well, Lou could cut this lead in half in a hurry.
Pitch, both runners go. Breaking ball in for a called strike.
And again.
And no throw. They're just giving them free bases. This is ridiculous.
And it'll go down as stolen bases. So the 7th steal for Quentin Berry. He's got 3 steals in this game.
The Ducks have stolen 4 bases in this inning.
Delta Cleary Jr. with his 16th steal of the season.
And I mean, hey, if he's going to let you run, you might as well go.
At this point, why not try to steal home? If they're going to be that indifferent about it.
Well, we'll give you the run. Nothing in 1 to Ford. Now the pitch. This is outside. Count even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. 3 stolen bases in the game for Quentin Berry. By the way, the record for most stolen bases in 1 inning is 8. So the Ducks halfway there.
That's a lot of steals in 1 inning.
Yes, it is. I couldn't even imagine that. 1-1 pitch. This is outside. Now 2-1.
How about you? Again, you think about what the Bees are doing here, giving the Ducks opportunities to move along on the base paths, and all Lou Ford has to do is hit a single here, make this a 6-2 game, and that's what the Ducks want to do, put a crooked number up on the scoreboard.
Here's the 2-1. This is low. It's now 3 balls and a strike. So with runners on 2nd and 3rd, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning, 3 balls and a strike, the count to Lou Ford, in danger of walking the bases loaded to bring up Angelo Sanko.
Yeah, well, that's a good recipe for the Ducks to try to climb back in this one.
Yeah, lefty against a side-arming righty. You like your odds with Sanko up at the plate in that situation. Now the 3-1 from Shima. Fouled straight back behind home plate, causing the fans in section 100 to go flinching. Count full, 3-2 to Ford.
Meanwhile, Lou Ford, 40 years young, with the swing of a 22-year-old, almost swung out of his spikes on that one.
No, he is certainly not playing like a 40-year-old, that's for sure. He is still really tearing the cover off the ball.
Yeah, he's making a career out of turning back the clock.
Shimo's set, now the 3-2. Ford reaches for 1 and fouls it back. We'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Just trying to stay alive, fighting off a tough pitcher's pitch there.
I don't think Lou wants to walk either. He would like to bring both these runs home.
Ford 0 for 1, a walk and a strikeout in the game today. Looking to come through with a base knock here. He was 2 for 3 in last night's game. Now the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Good slider by Shimo. Had Ford committed too early, and it just dove down and away from him, and that's out number 2. 5th strikeout of the night for Bees pitching.
Yeah, Lou was committed, and he saw it coming in. It was off speed, and he took a hack, although the pitch landed well outside.
So now Sean Gilblair comes out to the mound for New Britain, and he's going to make a pitching change. So that'll do it for Brandon Shimo, who goes 2/3 of an inning. We'll let you know about the new pitcher coming in for New Britain right on the other side of this break. You're listening to Ducks Baseball, 6-0. The Bees on top in the bottom of the 5th inning, but 2 on and 2 out with Angelo Sanko coming up to the plate.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Dennis O'Grady, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebates on energy efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the magic of Orlando.
Is entirely up to you. Visit pseglyny.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owls party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
I will welcome you back to Bethpage Ballpark. The new pitcher in the game for the New Britain Bees is the left-hander Brandon Fry. He'll face Angelo Sonko with 2 on and 2 outs. And Brandon Fry makes his league-leading 40th appearance of the season. He's 0-3, including losing last night's ball game with an ERA of 4.06. And the reason why he lost last night's game was because he allowed a 2-run home run to Angelo Sonko that broke a 2-2 tie.
And guess who's coming up to the plate with 2 runners on? The aforementioned Angelo Sonko.
Well, you got to imagine a lot of confidence here for Sonko, having just homered off of this guy last night in a tape measure blast it was.
Yep, a lefty on lefty, but Sonko got all of it last night.
And Sonko's hit lefties very well all season long. He seems almost unfazed going up against southpaws. Delta Cleary Jr. at second. Quentin Berry at third. Here's the first pitch. One miss is low. The count 1 ball and no strikes to Sonko. Mark Krause in the on-deck circle if Sonko can keep the inning alive. 6-0 New Britain. Bottom of the 5th. 2 gone. Fry set, now the 1-0. Down in the dirt, count 2 balls and no strikes.
One of the oddities of New Britain's pitching roster, they have 3 Brandons on their roster in the pitching department. Brandon Fry, Brandon Shimo, both of whom we've seen this inning, and Brandon League, who we might see before this inning is done.
Wouldn't be the wackiest inning in terms of pitching that the Ducks have gone up against this year. 2-0 pitch to Sonko. He rounds one up the first base line. It's fielded there by Craig Maddox, and he'll step on the first base bag to retire Sonko 3 unassisted to end the inning. So the Ducks get a couple runners on, but they do not score after they had just 1 hit, stole 4 bases, and leave 2 runners on. 6-0 New Britain after 5. You're listening to Long Island Ducks Baseball.
Hey fans, this is infielder Mark Krause, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Oh, I love it! The color of my new Nicolot patio is so vibrant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go finish that Nicolot walkway now.
Make your pavers vivid Nicolot pavers. The best looking, most vibrant pavers with the most 3-color blends in the industry. Featuring Nicolot's exclusive paver shield and color blending technology. With color throughout and guaranteed not to fade. Live life in color with Nicolot. Visit Nicolot.com.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
For the month of August, which begins on Thursday, August
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, David Weiss along with Joe Basile. A reminder, you can follow all season long as the Ducks try to meet the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks reach 100 home runs, Chappie's Funeral Homes will, as always, donate $5,000 to the Quackajack Foundation. Chappie's Funeral Homes, where caring for others is their family tradition. Shaking the Ducks in the home run department. They have 62 on the season, but they're getting hot. They hit 3 last night. Now, the matter at hand, the Ducks trailing 6-0, top of inning number 6, and the Ducks have a new hurler on the mound.
Yep, it's the right-hander and former big leaguer Jake Dunning coming in out of the bullpen to make his first appearance with Long Island. He was signed the same day as Henderson Alvarez. That was 4 days ago. Spent 2 years in the big leagues with the San Francisco Giants in 2013. He was also a member of their 2014 World Series championship team and had been pitching in the Chicago White Sox organization earlier this year with the AAA Charlotte Knights and the AA Birmingham Barons. So Jake McGigan will lead things off for the New Britain Bees in the top of the 6th inning, followed by Yusuke Kajimoto and James Skelton. That's 9-1-2 in the lineup up against Dunning, making his Long Island Ducks debut. 6-0 the score in favor of the New Britain Bees. Lights on here at Bethpage Ballpark as the sun's starting to set. The first pitch by McGigan goes high in the air and deep to right field, but playable for Berry. Circling towards the foul line, he makes the catch on the drive. And it's one pitch and one retired for Jake Dunning. Nice start to his Ducks career.
Absolutely. So we get to see the debut of both of the new pitchers for the Long Island Ducks in this ball game. The starter, Henderson Alvarez, and now Jake Dunning here in the top of the sixth, trailing by 6. Yes, it's starting to get a little late here, and the Ducks cannot afford to have this deficit grow any larger.
And the Ducks have had their opportunities in the last 2 innings, Dave. Stranded 5 runners on base the last 2 times up to the plate. First pitch from Dunning to Yusuke Kajimoto misses low. Count 1 ball and no strikes.
Got to take advantage of those opportunities, the Ducks, tonight. And several times this season, it has been something that has plagued them. Can't get that one big hit.
1-0 pitch. That misses outside. Count runs to 2 balls and no strikes. Kajimoto 0 for 3 today, though has reached base once on an error. Also had an RBI ground out back in the second. Went 0 for 4 yesterday as he grounds the pitch up the first baseline, but foul. A nice play made over in the first base coach's box. Looks like that was Daisuke Yoshida, first base coach for the New Britain Bees.
Very nice. Barehanded pickup as well on the short hop.
Kidding. Now Dunning set the 2-1. Line drive down the left field line. Krause with a tough play, but he's got it in the corner. He makes the catch for out number 2. So flyouts to both corner outfielders to get things going in the 6th. 2 up and 2 set aside on 5 pitches for Jake Dunning. That'll bring up James Skelton. And a chance for the Ducks to have their first 1-2-3 inning of the night.
There's only been 1 inning in which the Bees did not score. That was the 4th. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 3 more in the 3rd, and then another in the 5th.
So lefty Skelton, that's the first pitch from Dunning. A hard fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Count 0-1. Was framed very nicely by Alex Berg behind home plate. I think he was able to fool a strike right there. Kind of stole one. Now the pitch, swing and a miss. Out 0-2 to Skelton.
Boy, early on here, small sample size, but Dunning looks really good. He's fooling the Bees, keeping it over the plate or at least nearby, and looking very sharp early on here.
So the count 0-2 to Skelton. Dunning 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. 1-2-3. The pitch. Fastball just did miss outside. Count now 1-2. That looked almost identical to the first pitch of this at bat, a called strike. But that time, wasn't able to get the benefit of the down on the call. Dunning set at the belt, the 1-2. Slider darts down and inside. Count now even up at 2-2. Skelton was able to lay off that pitch. He's closing it on his back foot. 6-0 the score in favor of the New Britain Bees. 6 runs on 6 hits, no errors. The Ducks no runs on 3 hits and 3 errors. 1 by Henderson Alvarez and 2 by Alfredo Simon. Now the pitch, swing and a miss by Skelton. He goes down on strikes, a strikeout for Jake Dunning. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for the Long Island Ducks, making this another PSE&G Long Island energy efficient inning. The energy efficiency programs from PSEG Long Island, saving on your electric bill is also as easy as 1, 2, 3. Visit PSEGLINY.com/save money. One more way, PSEG Long Island is making things work for you. 6-0 New Britain as we head to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to Ducks Baseball.
Hey fans, this is infielder Giovanni Alfonso, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebates on energy efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the magic of Orlando.
is entirely up to you. Visit pseglyny.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, David Weiss and Joe Vasile. Ducks trailing 6-0 going to the bottom of inning number 6. Again, a reminder, one more game against the New Britain Bees tomorrow night right here at Bethpage Ballpark in central Islip. Ducks and Bees, 6:35 game time. And during this summer of 2017, which suddenly has gorgeous summer weather. If you're heading to the beach tomorrow, great way to cap a day by coming to CI, to the Duck Pond, to see the Ducks and the Bees before the Ducks hit the road.
What do you think if I just put in for tomorrow, take the entire day off, just go to the beach, and then come just for the game? Do you think that'd fly?
I tell you, I've got some friends here. I carry some weight since I've been here since the beginning, even before the beginning, so I'll put in a good word for you. But that would be a great thing to do. My wife and younger daughter this past Monday went over to Robert Moses. And because it was a Monday rather than a weekend, they were able to go to Field 5, which is among the more popular fields at Robert Moses. And of course, you've been here on Long Island a while now, so you get to learn the beaches, the fields, the parking areas, and everything else.
Yes. I have to say, before coming out here and working with the Ducks, I'd never been to any of the Long Island beaches before, because there was always the Jersey Shore or Ocean City, Maryland, where we would go. And I got to say, been to a couple of them now, and it's all been great. Just some really beautiful stuff to see out here on Long Island.
What we're known for.
First pitch to Mark Krause from Brandon Fry, misses inside. Count 1 ball and no strikes. As Fry stays in to start his first full inning of relief after he came in and retired Angelo Sonko to end the bottom of the 5th. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Fry against Krause, the 1-0. Swing and a miss. And now even up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
So yes, two of my family members went to Robert Moses on Monday, but they also went on July 4th. You remember how good the weather was, but there was a 6-mile backup to get into the parking fields areas. People were just stuck on the causeway. So you got to pick your spots when you head to Robert Moses or Jones Beach for that matter.
1-1 misses low, 2-1. A 6-mile backup on Robert Moses. What was it, backed up all the way to the Southern State or something?
Almost. It was unbelievable. But if you were to choose a nickname for Nassau and Suffolk counties, I would go with this. Long Island, bumper to bumper fun. So many places to go, things to see, but it'll take you an hour and a half to get there.
2-1 misses low, now 3-1 to Krause. Yep, that's something I'm learning is the traffic is not any better out here on Long Island than it is over in Bergen County in New Jersey, where I'm from.
However, we don't have something that you guys have, and that's jug handles. I hate jug handles.
I love them. I think they're great. I think everybody should have them.
They stink.
3-1 to Krause is fouled off. Count now 3-2.
We have a couple of famous rotaries. We've got the roundabouts,
yeah.
otherwise known as traffic circles. We have them in Riverhead, other places too. I don't mind those, although they can confuse people. You can get stuck on one of those for an hour and a half, not knowing where to get off. But those jug handles to me bother me. It's just I know it's a good way to reduce traffic flow, but I don't like them.
And there's also something else that we have that they don't have out here on Long Island, and I'll tell you that here after the 3-2 to Krause. One is just low for ball 4, so Mark Krause draws a leadoff walk. Here in the 6th inning, another Ducks walk brought to you by City MD Urgent Care. There are over 15 City MD locations across Long Island. Need a doctor, just walk in. Well, one of the things that we have specifically in Bergen County, blue laws.
Oh yeah, sure.
You can't buy anything that's not food or essentials on a Sunday, and even in grocery stores that are open, they have to rope off
the liquor,
the sections. No, you can buy liquor.
Okay.
Funny enough, you could buy liquor on a Sunday. But as the first pitch to Elmer Reyes misses for a ball 1-0.
What can't you buy?
You can't buy basically anything that's not food, liquor, cigarettes, or I mean, there's like a list of 6 or 7 things. But clothes you can't buy. You can buy gas for your car.
Detergent.
Can't buy it.
Can't buy detergent.
Nope, they have to rope off the aisles in the grocery store that have the items that are not covered by the blue laws.
Because there are some states that have blue laws where you were unable to buy anything alcoholic on Sundays, but in New Jersey you can.
Yeah, no, you can drink on a Sunday, you just can't buy a shirt.
Yeah, okay.
Which makes perfect sense.
So
I
there
guess.
you go. So you can drink on a Sunday, but if you spill some vodka on your shirt or your margarita on your shirt, you can't buy detergent to wash your shirt. All right,
Yes,
that
yes.
makes perfect sense to me.
And it's funny, living down south in the Bible Belt for about a year and a half, no blue laws at all.
Yeah,
you can buy anything you want on a Sunday.
And you would expect that they would have them down there.
Exactly. 1-0 misses to Reyes, counting out 2-0. And it's actually funny because a couple of years ago, after Hurricane Sandy, Governor Christie suspended blue laws for a certain amount of time to help try and get the economy going again.
Right.
And people were in an uproar, granted because Christie did anything, as the 2-0 is in for a strike, it's now 2-1. But because it's not so much anything other than you just want one day where you can drive around your town and there's no traffic and you don't have to worry about, people coming in from out of town or out of state, down from New York State to come and go shopping. You can just relax a little bit for one day, and that's all they're really about anymore. 2-1 to Reyes, misses inside. It's now 3-1.
Well, of course, there is a particular thoroughfare that I will never drive again. My father lived in Fort Lee for many years, and it forced me to use the Cross Bronx. And now that he has passed away, and I miss him so much, but I don't miss the Cross Bronx.
3-1 pitch to Reyes in for a strike. It's now 3-2.
There are two roads that you need to negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going different places, the Cross Bronx is one, the Belt is the other, and both of which should be avoided at all costs.
So say you're going to North Jersey, how do you take to avoid the Cross Bronx? Or do you just avoid New Jersey altogether?
There are ways to do it.
3-2 pitch, swung on and missed by Reyes. That's strike 3, so he goes down on strikes for the first out.
6 strikeouts registered against Ducks pitching tonight, and the first by Brandon Fry. Well, a very good friend of mine, the late Gene Michaels, who I worked with for so many years at WALK Radio and also at 1010 Wins, where I'm currently working, and he did traffic for so many years, and he was the best. He gave me some creative routes to avoid the Cross Bronx, one of which involved the Harlem River Drive and driving past the Crack is Whack Playground, which actually exists in Harlem. And you can get to North Jersey and avoid most or almost all of the Cross Bronx. There are ways to do it. And that's why, when we talk about the Duck Pond, Bethpage Ballpark, and its easy access from the LIE, the Southern State, and so many other ways to get here, it could not be easier.
It really couldn't. And even if you want to take Sunrise.
Yeah, absolutely. And to just take the Carlton Avenue exit and come straight up, come north. But there's so many easy ways to get here. Whether you're in Nassau or Eastern Suffolk, the East End. That's why it's a can't-miss place to come and enjoy yourself.
1-1 pitch. This is low and inside to Berg. Count now 2 balls and a strike. And that's another one of the great things about where the ballpark is situated. It's almost right in the middle of Long Island.
Right.
It's in Suffolk County, but it's easy for Nassau. It's easy if you're way out on the East End to just drive on out and enjoy a nice ball game.
That's right.
2-1 pitch. This is low to Alex Berg. Count now 3-1. You can enjoy tomorrow night's ball game. Going to feature Matt Larkins, who's been one of the hottest pitchers for the Ducks, going up against Brian Dupre of the New Britain Bees. 6:35 p.m. start. Get your tickets, liducks.com. 3-1 pitch. This is inside for ball 4. Second walk of the inning for Brandon Fry. That pushes runners to first and second with 1 out. 6-0 to score in favor of the New Britain Bees.
So I guess you might say, it's another Ducks Walk. Brought to you by City MD Urgent Care. There are over 15 City MD locations across Long Island. Need a doctor? Just walk in. And a big summit meeting on the mound.
And that's going to be it for Brandon Fry. So he comes in, faces 4 batters, throws an inning, but will exit here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning in favor of a right-handed pitcher to face Giovanni Alfonso. We'll let you know who that right-handed pitcher is right after this break. You're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Dennis O'Grady, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebates on energy efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the Magic of Orlando.
is entirely up to you. Visit pseglyny.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owl's party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Well, the new pitcher in the game for the New Britain Bees is the right-hander Mike Heppel, who's pitching for his second straight game. He'll go up against Giovanni Alfonso after Heppel pitched an inning yesterday. It was a 1-2-3 inning in which he only threw 10 pitches. And so, in the game again today, pitching for the second straight day, Brandon Fry went 2/3 of an inning. Walked 2, struck out 1, didn't allow a hit, and to this point, no runs, but Mark Krause on second base and Alex Berg on first base. Both his responsibility, with Giovanni Alfonso coming up to the plate 0 for 2 today. Heppel is incredibly the fourth pitcher in the game for the New Britain Bees. They lead 6-0, and it's the bottom of the 6th inning.
And Heppel has had control problems. We'll give you some of his numbers in a moment.
Heppel's set. The first pitch to Alfonso is a strike, apparently, and the count is 0-1.
Boy, that looked off the plate. Heppel with his 23rd appearance, all in relief, 31 2/3 innings pitched. Get this, 34 strikeouts, but has walked 23 in 31 2/3.
Goodness gracious.
Wow.
The 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed by Alfonso, count 0-2.
His ERA is 3.13. You'd think it might be a little higher, but then again, if he comes in and allows some inherited runners to score, it won't go on his record. He's given up 30 hits in 31 2/3, 11 earned runs. A record overall of 1-0, but again, a high walk total.
Heppel's set, now the 0-2. Misses low in the dirt, count 1-2. Nice block made by the catcher, James Skelton. So 30 hits, 23 walks. And I'm trying to see how many batters he's hit. None, but he's thrown 9 wild pitches.
Wow. So wildness can come and go with Heppel. And when it comes, it can stay for a while. But Alfonso down in the count right now.
Heppel comes set. Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss by Alfonso, but the ball gets away from Skelton, and he has no idea where it is. Alfonso can't advance because there was a runner on first base and less than 2 outs. But the runners do advance to second and third as Krause goes to third, Berg down to second, and Alfonso back to the dugout on the strikeout. Should be a wild pitch and advance those runners.
And once again, as the Ducks have done a few times earlier in the game, they have 2 runners in scoring position. They still don't have that one hit they need to get some runs up on the board.
We'll bring up Dan Lyons. With runners on second and third and 2 outs, the Ducks have stranded 5 runners on base, including 4 in scoring position in the last 2 innings, as Lyons fouls the first pitch back. The count 0-1. On the game, the Ducks have stranded 6 runners in scoring position.
The opportunities have been there.
But they have just not able to cash in on it. And another one here. 0-1 the count to Lyons. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th, 6-0 New Britain. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Now 0-2 to Dan, who's 0 for 1. Popped up to first and then was hit by a pitch and stole a base back in the 5th inning. It's back when the Ducks were running hog wild on James Skelton. They stole 4 bases in that inning, and Skelton made exactly 0 throws. Just letting him have them. 0-2 the count. The pitch. This is inside. It's now 1-2 to Lyons. Quentin Berry on deck. He'd be next if Lyons can extend the inning. Ducks just hoping to get some kind of tally on the board so they could start chipping away at this lead. It's starting to get late, no longer early in this game. Pitch gets away from the catcher, Skelton. Coming in from third is Kraus. Here's the slide, the tag, and he is out. And just like that, the Ducks put up another goose egg on the board. We go to the seventh. The score 6-0 in favor of the New Britain Bees.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Rob Rogers, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 24 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and also recently acquired Hampton Luxury Liner with regular service from New York City to the Hamptons. They also offer a variety of vineyard tour options. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines and Hampton Luxury Liner, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, David Weiss back with you. Joe Vasile, and we got a new pitcher for the Long Island Ducks. He is, let's see, the fourth pitcher of the game for the Ducks. A guy with, well, let's put it this way, recognizable locks from his head and a recognizable delivery on the mound. And he is Zach Treese, the 6'3" right-hander from Hot Springs, Arkansas. And a 6-0 game. Zach Treese with that side-winding delivery in to face the New Britain Bees here in the top of the seventh.
Yeah, Treese making his team leading, or rather tied for his team leading 34th appearance of the season. He's 6-1 out of the bullpen, but with a 4.88 earned run average. He'll go up against Jovan Rosa, Craig Maddox, and Connor Bierfeld here in the top of the seventh inning. And for Treese, he last saw action 3 days ago, pitching an inning, allowing 2 hits, and walking a batter, but not allowing a run. Getting a no decision against the Somerset Patriots. So Treese in, and his first pitch to Rosa misses outside. The count 1 ball and no strikes to Jovan, who is 1 for 2 today. A double back in the first, and then a walk in the fourth inning. He's reached base twice. The 1-0. Swinging a ground ball hit to third base. Alfonso picks it and throws across the diamond in time to get the slow-footed Rosa. 5-3 for out number 1 here in the seventh inning. The Ducks pitchers have now retired 7 in a row since the Connor Bierfeld home run leading off the fifth. That was against Alfredo Simon. Then Jake Dunning, a 1-2-3 inning in the sixth, and 1 up and 1 down for Treese.
Not to go unnoticed, a nice play by Alfonso at third. It wasn't hit all that hard, but the last bounce hit that area where the grass turns into dirt, and the ball stayed down, and Alfonso stayed down with it. We've seen many a third baseman let that one go right through their legs, but Alfonso a good, very nice play.
And Giovanni Alfonso has been credited with 10 errors this season, and that's a prime example of maybe errors isn't the best way to judge how good a guy is on defense. As the first pitch to Maddox is fouled off at home plate, count 0-1, because you got to get to the ball in order to make an error, and a lot of those plays are on some very tough calls that a regular third baseman or second baseman, when he's playing there, balls they don't even get to.
That's a good point. It's always been a quandary. You know, the better your range in the infield, more errors you might be charged with.
Well, I think there was, 1 year in the minor leagues where Derek Jeter had 40 errors or something like that.
Right.
And I don't think you could watch his career and say that he wasn't a great defensive shortstop. As the pitch is fouled up the first base line by Maddox. Count now 0-2. Little theatrics by Angelo Sunko over at first base on that one, too. Kind of an exaggerated lean over for that ball, and then he just held the pose for about 4 or 5 seconds. Always the entertainer is Angelo.
He really is. On the base paths, at the plate. He's always doing something, attracting attention.
So the count 0-2 to Craig Maddox. 1 out here in the top of the 7th, 6-0 New Britain. Breaking ball misses outside. Count now 1-2. Connor Bierfeldt awaits on deck for New Britain. Already a home run and a couple of walks tonight. Maddox at the plate, 2 for 3 with a double and an RBI. Now the pitch. Late swing and a foul down the left field line. Well out of play and over by the groundskeeping area. We'll do it again at 1-2. How about this coming across the waiver wire?
Yeah.
Todd Frazier, of course, Toms River, New Jersey native.
Where did he go?
Healthy scratch in the White Sox lineup tonight, and there's rumors that he is going to be sent to the New York Yankees.
Wow, how about that?
1-2 pitch, misses low to Maddox. Count now 2-2.
That comes out of nowhere because Frazier, obviously a home run hitter,
Yeah.
slugger, rumored to go to any number of teams in the mix.
Absolutely.
So the Yankees, how about that?
But not only that, but David Robertson also rumored to be part of that trade coming back to the Yankees.
And they could certainly use Robertson.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was obviously became a closer, but was a great setup man to Mariano for years.
That's always one of those fun parts of the year, getting closer to the trading deadline and seeing all these rumors flying about. And you notice a lot of times there's some trickle-down effect in the Atlantic League and other leagues of the such, as the 2-2 is swung on and missed by Maddox. That's strike number 3. First strikeout for Zach Treese and the 5th of the night for Ducks pitching. 2 gone here in the 7th. Because a lot of times you see teams trade their minor leaguers and then they need guys to fill in at those double and triple A levels.
Right.
And so where do they turn to? They turn to teams here in the Atlantic League to scoop up their players. So there's always an unseen trickle-down effect, if you will, of some of these bigger trades.
But you see a lot of movement right about now, and of course the trading deadline is the end of this month, so a lot of deals being talked about right now among teams that are out of it, teams that are still in it.
First pitch to Connor Bierfeldt is swung on and missed. The count 0-1. Bierfeldt walked twice and hit a home run that I'm not sure if it's landed yet, out to left field his last time up. 6-0 New Britain leads, top of the 7th. The pitch. This is high from Treese. Count now 1-1.
And according to the Chicago Sun-Times, Frazier could be going to the Yankees, but he also could be going to the Red Sox. And the Sox need a third baseman. Remember, they released Sandoval. He's gone. And they've been struggling. They got Brock Holt back, but
1-1 pitch. Bierfeldt swings it, drives it high in the air and deep to left. This could be another one. Back goes Krause at the wall. He leaps. Did he make the catch? He did!
Wow.
Mark Krause brings it back. Or did he? No. Home run. Okay.
looked like...
I was going to say, looked like third base umpire Matt Cain held up his fist for an out. But he was actually signaling for a home run. And now I'm dumb.
Something I would have done, but I thought Bierfeldt, as you thought, rounded second base and seemed to be running back to the dugout.
Yeah.
And instead, he was rounding the bases because he just hit his second solo homer of the game. It was tough to tell from our vantage point, but over the King Cullen sign where the YMCA sign is right next door.
All right, so here's Jordan Hinshaw. First pitch misses for a ball. It's 1-0.
2 solo homers for Bierfeldt in this game, and both were cracked.
Pitch misses. The count now 2 balls and no strikes to Hinshaw, who's 0 for 3 today, reached on an error and has a run scored. Treese looking into Berg as New Britain now leads it 7-0. Pitch. Swing at a tapper that went down and hit Hinshaw in the batter's box, and he jumped up and down a couple of times. Just out of the shock from the pain from that one. And now 2-1.
And just going back to the rumors of Todd Frazier going somewhere, Frazier is a third baseman. I'm sure the Yankees would love to give him a first baseman's mitt and put him over there since they can't figure out what to do at first base. But I think many Yankee fans are so fed up with Chase Headley. Put him on the bench and put Todd Frazier at third. Headley has become the human double play machine. He can hit into a double play with nobody on. This is how frustrating it is to watch him.
Pitch is popped up by Hinshaw in a shallow right field. Going back, Reyes, coming in, Berry. And taking charge will be the right fielder, Quentin Berry. And he will make the catch for out number 3 here in the inning. 1 run on 1 hit. That was not caught. No errors and nobody left on base. Time to get up and stretch. 7-0. The New Britain Bees lead the Long Island Ducks here from Bethpage Ballpark.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Angelo Sanko, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Long Island's Ford Giant is celebrating its 60th year anniversary. Stop by Sayville Ford to check out their state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app has officially arrived. Powered by Clear Vision Apps, it's your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball. Buy tickets straight from your mobile device. Receive game status updates with push notifications. Check out up-to-the-minute news and scores and interact with the Ducks on social media. Best of all, it's free. Download the Ducks mobile app today by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. The Long Island Ducks mobile app, with you wherever you flock to.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, David Weiss, Joe Facile going to the bottom of inning number 7. A reminder, don't forget to stop by the Waddle Inn Shop on your next visit here to the Duck Pond and CI, where exclusive, hard-to-find duck memorabilia is now on sale. Proceeds benefit the Quacker Jack Foundation, the charitable arm of the Long Island Ducks. And, of course, Waddle Inn Shop is where you can find these, the Quackers. Give me a D. You can have the U, C, K, and S later, but believe me, the Quacker is what you need, especially if you're about 5 years old and do it about 2 in the morning.
Here's the first pitch to Dan Lyons. This is outside. The count 1 ball and no strikes. Lyons was at the plate when Mark Krause was throwing out 2-1, trying to score on a wild pitch. It wasn't actually a wild pitch on Mike Heppel. Back in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1-0 misses sign inside as Lyons spins out of the way. Count now 2 balls and no strikes. You know what's interesting? Tomorrow, a Waddle In Wednesday here at the ballpark, which means one item in the Waddle In shop will be 20% off when you come in and get it. I know what the item is.
But you can't tell us what it is yet.
I am sworn to secrecy because we will announce it tomorrow, but it's one that you're not going to want to miss to show off your Long Island Ducks pride all across Long Island.
It's 20% off, but on Waddle In Wednesday only.
So at the ballpark.
Well, that's worth coming to.
Absolutely, and it's a different item every Wednesday home game. Here's the 3-0. That is a letter-high strike, and the count now 3-1 to Lyons, who I think thought he had ball 4 there.
It was 81 degrees a few hours ago at 6:36 tonight. And public address announcer Bob Atone was talking about the Waddle In shop as the game began. He said, a reminder, air-conditioned comfort inside the Waddle In shop. So that was a good promotional point to hide in the Waddle In shop before the sun went down, and it is quite comfortable right now. Still humidity in the air, not much of a breeze. What we do have is now blowing out toward right, but a nice night.
3-2, popped up sky high by Lyons. Over on the left side of the infield, Rosa in foul territory, now backpedals a few steps. He makes the catch in foul territory for out number 1 here in the 7th. That'll bring up Quentin Berry. Yep, it's cooled all the way down to 76 degrees as we play in the bottom of the 7th inning. And with the Ducks having their kids camps running this week, session number 1, sign up for session number 2 by going to LADucks.com or calling 631-947-3825 during business hours. But the Waddle-In shop has been open during that for a lot of the parents who have been sticking around to go in and enjoy some nice, cool air conditioning.
Right, and of course, load up on your Ducks memorabilia.
Absolutely. First pitch misses outside to Berry. The count 1-0. Now, I don't know if tomorrow during the kids' camp, with the store being open, if the Waddle-In item will be 20% off, or if that's a just during the game thing. I'll have to talk to Will Sorrentino, our merchandise manager, about what the case with that will be.
That's a good question, but we do know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, during the game tomorrow,
Yes.
as soon as the gates open, in fact, at 5:35, 1 hour before the game starts, that merchandise, something in there will be 20% off on Waddle-In Wednesday.
And it will. 1-1 the count to Berry. 1 out. The base is empty. Bottom of the 7th inning. 7-0 New Britain. Mike Heppel set the 1-1. This is low. The count 2 balls and a strike to Berry, who's walked, flown out, and reached on a fielder's choice, stolen 3 bases today. And stranded at third twice. Now Heppel's set, exhales in the 2-1. So the tapper foul by Berry right at home plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's stolen 3 bases, but only in the first steal did it warrant a throw from catcher James Skelton. And the 2 stolen bases in the 5th against Skelton was just sitting there, given instructions from the bench not to attempt to throw out anybody. So the Ducks ran wild, but still did not score.
Here's the 2-2. And he is in for strike 3. Fastball painting the knees for Berry. There's 2 out now in the inning. Second strikeout for Heppel and the 8th overall for New Britain pitching.
Oh, what a frustrating night for the Long Island Ducks, who banged out 10 hits last night, including 3 home runs, a 5-3 win over New Britain. Tonight, though, just one of those nights, unable to get the big hit. They have been able to get runners on. They've been the recipient of 5 walks, and they've had runners in scoring position several times, but nothing across.
First pitch to Delta Cleary Jr. is rolled over on the ground to first base. Picked up by Craig Maddox, and he flips underhand to the pitcher, covering in time to retire Cleary Jr. for out number 3 here in the inning. We go to the 8th. The score, the New Britain Bees 7 and the Long Island Ducks nothing.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Patrick Kreider, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebates on energy efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the magic of Orlando.
Is entirely up to you. Visit psegly.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owls party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Hey Ducks fans, do you want frequent updates on team transactions, scores, store specials, and the status of upcoming games? Then follow the Long Island Ducks on Twitter at twitter.com/LIDucks. With Twitter, the faithful flock will also be able to follow their Ducks and find out more information regarding nightly promotions, player signings, league activities, and more. The Ducks are tweeting right now, and you can follow along at twitter.com/LIDucks. Now to take you the rest of the way, it's my broadcast partner, David Weiss. David?
Thank you so much, Joe Basile. We got another pitcher for the Long Island Ducks, their 5th pitcher of the evening. It is the workhorse of the Ducks bullpen. Always among the league leaders in appearances, Patrick Kreider, the left-hander. Patrick, the 6-footer from Owensboro, Kentucky. 34 appearances to this point. This is appearance number 35, all in relief. 28 in the 3rd innings pitched, 20 hits, Struck out 32, walked 16, 9 earned runs given up, an ERA of 2.86. Patrick Kreider in to pitch the 8th inning against the New Britain Bees, who have a seemingly comfortable 7-0 lead right now. Henderson Alvarez made his Ducks debut on the mound and went a couple of innings. He was succeeded by Alfredo Simon and then followed by Jake Dunning, Zach Treese, and now, as we mentioned, Kreider on the mound for the Long Island Ducks to face the bottom third of the New Britain order. Michael Krause, Jamar Walton, Jake McGinnon. Krause at the plate. First pitch, swing and a miss. Good fastball from Kreider. 0-1. Krause tonight is 1 for 3, a single and a run scored, along with a stolen base back in the second inning. He's also flied out and struck out. Batting from the right side against the southpaw, Kreider. Ducks trailing 7-0. Top of the 8th. Next pitch, fastball sailing outside and low. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. So Ducks bullpen getting a workout tonight, getting a little work. All the pitches we've seen tonight, none of them worked last night. 1-1 pitch, just inside, 2 balls and a strike. It was Levine, Rogers, and the closer, David Aardsma, who worked for the Ducks in their 5-3 win over New Britain last night. A win powered by 3 home runs for the Ducks. Tonight, though, they've just not been able to get anything across. 2-1 pitch, grounder foul, left side, and the count even out, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I mean, one day to the next, you just never know. But not quite over yet. We've seen some big comebacks in Long Island Ducks history, and they're certainly capable. It's up to Kreider now to hold the Bees at bay. But they've had their stingers out tonight at the plate. They've been pollinating the base paths. I'm not going to run out of metaphors. The puns keep coming. 2-2 pitch, ground ball toward the hole, cut off by third baseman Alfonso. The throw across is wild over the head of Angelo Sonko. It's rescued in the corner by a combination of Ducks, so holding on at first base is Krause, and that will definitely be an infield single.
I think it should be. That was an above-average effort by Alfonso. Just to get to that ball, then have to get up and do a full 360 to be able to just even get that throw off.
But we'll see, and it is ruled a hit. So that is hit number 8 for the New Britain Bees tonight, and Krause is on with his second hit of the evening. He is now 2 for 4. Nice play by Alfonso to stop it, as you mentioned, Joe, but coming up and throwing hard, it sailed over the head of Angelo Sonko. So Jamar Walton is at the plate in the lefty-lefty matchup here. Walton had really the biggest blow of the game offensively, a bases clearing 3-run double with the bases loaded back in the third. And that made a 2-0 game a 5-0 game. And to this point, the New Britain Bees have never looked back. So Walton 1 for 3 with that 3-run double. He's also flied out and struck out. Krause at first base. Playing behind him is Angelo Sonko. And the next pitch is a fastball just inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Jamar Walton. Walton came into the game at .281 with 24 RBIs. His average is now up a couple of notches, and he now has 27 runs batted in. 2-0 pitch is on the way. Swing and a miss. Good fastball up around the shoulder level. Walton going after it. It had some pop to it. It's 2-1 to Jamar Walton. So the Ducks, if they can clamp down on the Bees here, have 6 outs left to play with. To try to mount a charge and a big comeback. 2-1 pitch downstairs. Blocked by Alex Berg, who's been doing a lot of that tonight. Holding on at first base is Krause. No advance. Krause with 22 steals on the season. That 22nd stolen base came back in the second inning. He's been caught stealing 9 times this season. He's got kind of speed to disrupt things on the base path, but up by 7, you wouldn't expect him to be going anywhere. 3-1 pitch to Walton. Pokes it foul, spoiling the pitch by Kreider. Off to our left. Souvenir in the stands. And the count full at 3-2. What was a rather hot and humid day has turned into a pretty comfortable night. A lot of the humidity has been sucked out of the air. 3-2 pitch on the way. A swing, a miss. It pops in and out of the mid of Alex Berg. Was it a foul tip? Apparently it was. So Walton is still alive and the count is still full. Michael Krause still at first base. 7 runs, 8 hits. No errors for the New Britain Bees. The Ducks, no runs, 3 hits, and 3 errors, all charged to the first 2 pitchers the Ducks had on the mound tonight. Coming set, Kreider. Payoff pitch on the way to Walton. Downstairs. So Walton walks, pushing Michael Krause to second base. 2 runners on now for the New Britain Bees with nobody out. And that is the first walk given up by Ducks pitching since way back in the 4th inning. 3 walks overall for Ducks pitching, and the first obviously by Patrick Kreider.
Yeah, they had walked 5 batters through the first 4 innings.
Right.
And Jake Dunning, Zach Treese, and the last inning and a third for Alfredo Simon.
Yep,
settled down.
And there's a ground ball through the hole, base hit left field. Michael Krause makes the turn and he will score. Holding on at second base is Jerome Walton. Jake McGinnon with his first base hit of the evening. He is now 1 for 3 with a walk, and the single brings in a run. It is now 8-0 Bees.
And that wasn't just the first hit of the night for McGigan. That was his first hit against Long Island all season long. He had been 0 for 22 against Ducks pitching before that at bat.
And I give you credit for not mentioning that before the at bat, risking putting the jinx on, but it didn't matter because he came up with a single anyway.
Yeah, nearly a perfect game against Jake McGigan alone this year.
Wow. And McGigan with a single and RBI. Now 2 runners on again, still nobody out. Top of the order, Yusuke Kajimoto swings and misses, 0-1. Kajimoto's had an interesting night. He has bounced out twice, but one of those bounce outs in the second inning brought in a run. Got on by way of an error in the 4th, and he's also flied out. So he has been on base once, but that counted as an unsuccessful at-bat by way of an error, but he does have an RBI. A swing, a foul at the plate, quickly 0-2 to Kajimoto, who's got a little bit of an Ichiro-type look at the plate, the way he slashes at the ball. He's behind in the count, however. Still 2 runners out. 2 runners on, nobody out. Jamar Walton at second base, Jake McGinnon at first. Kajimoto at the plate from the right side against the lefty Kreider, the 0-2. Well inside, gets away from Alex Berg. Both runners will move up. So now 1-2 count on Kajimoto as Jamar Walton makes it over to third. And Jake McGinnon to second, and that would probably have to go down as a wild pitch.
And this inning going from bad to worse pretty quickly for Patrick Kreider after the leadoff infield single, then the walk, a single, and now runners at second and third, nobody out, already down 8-0. And you can see a ball being thrown back and forth in the Ducks bullpen. So would expect Kevin Baez's leash to be very short here with Patrick Kreider, especially with a pretty well-rested bullpen.
1-2 the count to Kajimoto. The pitch is on the way, and that just misses the outside corner, and the count, I believe, is now full, although the scoreboard hasn't changed. Nope, I believe it is 2-2.
And it's funny because not only yesterday did Rob Rogers throw 3 innings and then David Aardsma go 1, so the Ducks only used 2 pitchers to pitch 4 innings, but in the game before that, John Lannon came out of the bullpen for the Ducks and threw the final 3 innings of the game and was the only reliever backing up Dennis O'Grady. So basically everyone except for those 3 have had at least 3 days off since their last appearance.
Which is precisely why Kevin Baez is getting them some work in a game that has been lopsided for a while now. 8-0 New Britain, and they're looking for more. 2-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Kajimoto waving at a fastball that was tailing outside. So he goes down swinging. That's a first out here in the top of the 8th. Let's see, that is the 6th strikeout overall for Ducks pitching, the first for Kreider. And again, Ducks pitchers have overall, despite my miscount, earlier this inning have walked 6, a half dozen free passes issued by the Ducks to the New Britain Bees, which has certainly not helped the cause. James Skelton at the plate. He has one of those walks. He's also grounded out, hit into a double play, and struck out. He did score a run back in the first inning. And a swing and a miss. Lefty-lefty matchup here, and Skelton going down nearly to his knees, swinging at a curveball that landed outside. 0-1. Jovan Rosa waiting on deck. So it's going to take a little work for Patrick Kreider. Get out of this without any more damage being done. Pitch on the way. Check swing by Skelton. He did not go around. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 runners in scoring position here. James Walton leading off third. Jake McGinnon leading off second. 1 run is already in. The Bees already with an 8-0 lead, and Skelton is at the plate.
And, the Ducks have the infield in here, down 8-0 in the top of the 8th inning, and I'm not so sure that I necessarily agree with that move. Not that you necessarily want to wave the white flag or anything.
But a foul back, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. I tend to agree, but I guess why surrender any more runs than you have to? However, as the old saying goes, you increase the batting average of anybody at the plate by somewhere between 30 and 50 points when you bring the infield in.
Yeah, and then you run the risk of allowing the Bees to put together a big inning here as opposed to maybe allowing them to score an extra run on a ground out. A base hit to the outfield here that would sneak through this drawn-in infield. That's 2 runs and no outs, and you're still dealing with a man on.
Well, the 1-2 count to Skelton. A swing and a miss. Good slider diving away from Skelton. He waved at it, so back-to-back strikeouts for Patrick Kreider. 2 in a row. So with 1 run in and runners on second and third and nobody out, now you got second and third and 2 out, and the infield can also go back to normal depth. And Jovan Rosa coming to the plate. And an intentional walk to Rosa. The no-pitch intentional walk, which the Atlantic League started using well before Major League Baseball went to it this year. So Rosa with the intentional base on balls. That loads him up. Rosa at first. Walton leading off third, and in between them, Jake McGinnon off second, and Craig Maddox, the cleanup man, is at the plate. Makes sense. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Brings the force into play at any base. And Maddox, 2 for 4 tonight. A double, a single. 1 run scored, 1 driven in. Also lined out. And a great play made in left field by Mark Krause. It's also struck out. Stands deep in the box. Unusual stance, as we've mentioned, holding the bat basically in front of his face and then kind of coils into it. And it's 0-1 as he swings and misses. There have been 4 innings in which the New Britain Bees have scored a single run, including this one, and brought 3 across in inning number 3. Add it all up, it's an 8-0 lead for the Bees. Maddox looking to pop one, but holds off, and the ball lands low, and the count now even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Waiting on deck, Connor Bierfeld, who has walked twice and hit 2 solo home runs. So I don't think the Ducks want to see him again if they can help it, at least not in this frame. Top of the 8th, and it's an 8-0 lead for the Bees over the Ducks. Patrick Kreider coming set with the bases loaded, 2 out. And the pitch, foul just above us. And now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Wouldn't this be something if Kreider is able to strike out the side here in the inning around all these hits and walks? Just try and get himself through his own jam that he created.
Infield single, a walk, a single, brought in a run, but now back-to-back strikeouts, an intentional walk. We've had a potpourri, a poo-poo platter on the scorecard here. But Kreider trying to end it here. 1-2 pitch on the way, well outside, blocked by Alex Berg. How many times has he done that tonight? Kept it in front of him. Ended up halfway to the pitcher's mound, but no advance by anybody, and the count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Kreider wants to try to get Maddox to nibble on something here and does not want to go full with the bases loaded. Craig Maddox, player coach of the New Britain Bees, has had a good night at the plate. And here's the 2-2 pitch. Inside corner call, strike three. So how about that? Patrick Kreider ends up striking out the side. However, there was a little damage done. In the inning, 1 run, 2 hits, 2 walks, 1 intentional, 3 strikeouts, and the bases left loaded. After 7.5, we go to the bottom of the 8th here at Bethpage Ballpark. The score, New Britain 8, Long Island 0.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Zach Treese, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. And best of all, it's only minutes away from Bethpage Ballpark. The Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 631-231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Bethpage Ballpark is a great place to watch a ball game, so why not do so from some of the best seats in the house? The Ducks are proud to present the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden. Open for all fans on nights when the Smokin' Owl's party deck has not been reserved, the Beer Garden will feature a variety of frosty draft and bottled brews, as well as several food choices. The area has been decked out with bar rail seating and Ducks branded furniture to provide a comfortable atmosphere for everyone. Be sure to stop by and check out the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden on your next visit to the ballpark.
Go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Looking around the Atlantic League, the Somerset Patriots fell the Bridgeport Bluefish 9-6 earlier today at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. The York Revolution and the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs are playing it down at Waldorf. It's the Blue Crabs 4, the York Revolution 1 in the top of the 9th. And in the top of the 4th in Sugar Land, it's the Skeeters 5 and the Lancaster Barnstormers 2. New pitcher in the game, and it's the right-hander Nate Rowe for the New Britain Bees.
Rowe making his 37th appearance, all in relief for the New Britain Bees. 40 and a third innings pitched, 34 hits given up. Has struck out 30, walked 16, 14 earned runs, an ERA of 3.12, and an overall record of 3-3. They'll be facing Lou Ford, Angelo Sonko, and Mark Krause as the Ducks try to get a little something going here, trailing 8-0, bottom of the 8th. And the first pitch to Lou Ford is just inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Lou tonight has walked and struck out twice. Ducks have just 3 hits in the game against New Britain pitching. And next pitch, inside corner for a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Jonathan Pettibone, starter for the Bees, gave way to Brandon Shimo, then Brandon Fry, Mike Heppel, and now Nate Rowe, the 5th pitcher of the game against the Ducks, who have yet to score a run. Next pitch, big high chopper taken by Nate Rowe to the left of the pitcher's mound, as we see it, to his right, and throws out Lou Ford easily, 1 down.
And you know, the Bees pitchers have made play after play on balls hit back to them tonight, and the Ducks pitchers have made 3 errors, and obviously that's not the entire difference in the game. Connor Pierfelt's hit 2 home runs.
But that's part of it, though.
But that is a big reason why the Ducks are down 8-0. 4 unearned runs off those 3 errors.
Yeah, it's a very good point. Not only the defensive problems by the Ducks on the mound, but the play defensively by the pitching for New Britain. Absolutely. And this one is ripped to right field and will fall in front of right fielder Jordan Hinshaw. A single for Angelo Sonko. Sonko tonight with 2 hits, 2 singles. He's also fouled out and grounded out. So Sonko 2 for 4 tonight. Last night Sonko had a couple of hits, including a home run. So coming out of a slump, Sonko hitting the ball well again. The Ducks tonight, though, all of their hits have been singles. Not a single extra base hit. That only their 4th hit and first since the 5th inning. Mark Krause at the game. At the plate. Krause is 0 for 2 with a walk. And the pitch, a fastball outside, 1 ball and no strikes. to Kraus. He walked the lead off the 6th inning, one of several innings in which the Ducks put multiple runners on, but were unable to score. 1-0 pitch to Kraus. It's smacked deep right field. That one is hit a very long way. And it's Christmas in July.
Mark Krause just hit a home run. It went a very long way. That one is headed for Santa and will break the windshield of his sleigh.
Ho, 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 ho. Mark Krause!
Ducks trail 8-2.
For Mark Krause, his 9th homer of the season, RBIs number 36 and 37.
No doubt about that one.
What a shot. 2-run homer for Mark Krause. And the Ducks finally get on the scoreboard, scoring 2 runs here in the bottom of the 8th and put a charge into the fans who have shown up tonight. Elmer Reyes at the plate. It's no balls and a strike. Reyes is 1 for 3 tonight. Swing and a miss on a slider that dove outside. 0-2. Jordan Hinshaw, the right fielder, turned, took a step or two, and then watched it fly. And there was just no breeze to speak of. Right now, the flag's just laying limp. Well, that was all Mark Krause, who is now 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer and a walk. And this one smacked down the left field line and just foul. Elmer Reyes out in front of an off-speed pitch. So Sonko ends up scoring ahead of Krause by singling. Mark hits it out. And who knows? It's possible a sleeping giant has awakened. We'll see how far the Ducks can take this. 0-2 pitch on the way. Outside, it's a ball and 2 strikes.
And you know, that was just a classic Mark Krause home run. Turning on an inside pitch and sending it 500 feet out to right field.
That one was just launched. 1-2 pitch. Foul back to the netting. Good swing by Reyes, just missing it. It's 1-2. So the Ducks will not be shut out tonight. Krause with a home run. And for the Long Island Ducks, their 63rd homer of the year. When they reach 100, Chappie's Home Run Challenge, they'll be donating $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. And that one over the head of Elmer Reyes. Not sure if that was a hard slider that just did nothing, a breaking ball that didn't break, or a fastball that just sailed over his head. But Reyes ducking in and under that one. So the count now 2-2. Nate Rowe comes set, and now Reyes is hit. Fans don't like it, and warnings have been issued. And the home plate umpire, Fred DeJesus, is walking between Elmer Reyes and the pitcher, Nate Rowe. Well, you know, after a Mark Krause homer, you'd assume Rowe would go right after Reyes. In this case, it came deeper in the at-bat, throwing over his head and then hitting Reyes in the back. So I'm not sure what the explanation is, but Reyes is aboard.
And for what it's worth, Rowe took the glove and patted himself on the, turned towards the Ducks dugout and patted himself on the chest as if to say, my bad on that, it wasn't intentional, but still, it's not a good look.
Alex Berg now at the plate. He has bounced out to short and walked twice. Berg had a homer last night. So Reyes at first, 2 runs already in, just 1 out. Nate Rowe on the mound. Pitch on the way, a curveball that just misses. It's a ball and a strike. So the Ducks, who are completely handcuffed through 7 innings in this game, here in the 8th have broken through somewhat. Still trail by half a dozen, but at least some of the work is done. 1-1 pitch on the way. Big cut by Alex Berg. Kind of cut he had last night when he shot one over the stands, over the fence. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Berg did hit the ball hard back in the 2nd inning when he grounded out. And as we said, the recipient of 2 walks since. Reyes, pretty good sized lead at first. And a curveball just inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Alex Berg. I know it's the new Britain Bees we're playing, but the fans are buzzing after what Mark Krause did, hitting it over the right field wall. 2-2 pitch on the way. This ground ball left side. Taken by Jovan Rosa to second for 1, back to first. In time, a bang-bang play at first base. I don't believe Alex Berg, who was busting it down the line, agrees, but a double play around the horn, 5-4-3. So the Ducks do some damage, but that's all. Just a couple of runs on 2 hits. 2-run homer for Mark Krause, and with the double play, nobody left on base. At the end of 8 complete. Score now, New Britain 8, the Ducks 2.
Hey fans, this is catcher Alex Berg, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Going way back is Joe Holden, and he is looking up, and that one is headed to field 5 at Robert Moses. The waves are gnarly, and the Ducks have tied it at 1. That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Baseball fans, have you downloaded the official Long Island Ducks mobile app yet? Powered by Clear Vision Apps, you can buy tickets and stay up to date on Long Island's hometown team right on your mobile device. Download the app today for free by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. New pitcher in the game for the Ducks. To tell you all about him, here's David Weiss.
Mario Diaz making his 33rd appearance, all in relief. The numbers are eye-popping. 32 innings pitched, 25 hits, giving up just 7 earned runs, an ERA of 1.97. He has struck out 33 in those 32 innings. He has walked 15. A record of 2-2. He has 3 saves as well. Mario Diaz, more often than not, comes in and just shuts the door. So the Ducks with 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th, and now trail at 8-2. Certainly not out of reach for the Ducks in the bottom of the 9th. But first things first, Diaz is charged with keeping the Bees right where they are at the 8-run mark. And he starts out by facing one of the hitting stars for the Bees tonight. Connor Bierfeld has been on base all 4 times. He's walked twice and 2 solo homers. Diaz pitching from the stretch, as most relievers do, even though there's nobody on. Fastball for a strike, inside corner, good fastball. 0-1 to Bierfeld. Be followed by Jordan Hinshaw and then Michael Krause. Bierfeld with 2 home runs to left field tonight. Both hit very hard and long. Next pitch, fastball sails outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. 8 runs on the board, but in only 1 inning did the Bees put up multiple runs. That was the 3rd inning, in which they scored 3 and a 3-run double from Jamar Walton. 1-1 pitch and a check swing. He did go around, according to the first base umpire, Raul Morales. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Connor Bierfeld, who now has 15 homers on the season and 42 runs batted in. And his average up to 274 now. along with 44 runs scored. And Diaz pitches. That is hit foul out of play right side. A ball and 2 strikes to Connor Bierfeld. 8 runs, 9 hits for the New Britain Bees. They've also been the recipient of 7 walks, only one of them intentional tonight from Ducks pitching. The Ducks, meantime, 2 runs, 5 hits. Of course, the 2 runs supplied by the 2-run homer off the bat of Mark Krause in the bottom of the 8th. They've also committed 3 errors, all charged to their pitchers. The first 2 of them, Henderson Alvarez and Alfredo Simon. Coming set, Diaz. And the 1-2 to Bierfeld is smoked left center field. Delta Cleary Jr. running over and makes the run and the catch. And there is 1 down. So Bierfeld just didn't get enough air under that one, more of a line drive, but he has hit the ball hard all night and is retired for the first time. So 1 down, nobody on. Jordan Hinshaw coming up for the New Britain Bees. Another righty-righty matchup here. Hinshaw had hit into a double play back in the first inning. New Britain had already scored a run and was threatening to do more damage. And Hinshaw hit a sinking line drive that was snared by Dan Lyons, and he turned it into a double play, throwing to Elmer Reyes at second base, doubling off the runner. And that ended that little rally for the Bees, but of course there would be more hitting to come for New Britain. Hinshaw swings and misses. It's 0-1. Hinshaw's also reached an error, flat out twice, and reaching on an error. Charge to Alfredo Simon. He would come in to score on that bases clearing, bases loaded double hit by Jamar Walton a few batters later. Hope you're keeping notes on all this. 0-1 the count. Pitch to Hinshaw, in there for a strike. Good fastball from Diaz. Something we've talked about before with Emilio Diaz, the way he throws the ball, he almost short arms it in such a way that it's very tough to pick up the release point. The ball's on top of you before you know what's happening.
He just tides it right behind his ear, and then next thing you know, there it is.
Yep, almost a shot put type delivery. Very tough to pick it up out of his hand. 0-2 pitch. Bounding ball right side. Big hop taken by Angelo Sonco over to Diaz covering, and there are 2 down. So that brings up Michael Krause. And tonight, Krause is 2 for 4. Couple of singles, a stolen base. It's also flat out and struck out. Two outs, nobody on. Top of the 9th at Bethpage Ballpark. Ducks trailing 8-2. If you want to look ahead to what the Ducks have in the bottom of the 9th, it'll be numbers 8, 9, and then back to the top of the order. Alfonso, Lyons, and then Quinton Berry to try to produce a big rally. First pitch from Diaz is inside. 1 ball, no strikes to Krause.
Yep, pretty darn good 8-9-1 coming up there with Alfonso, the leading hitter on the team. Lyons, of course, the always crafty and clutch veteran, and then Berry, who's been doing darn good this year.
That's how a rally starts. We'll see if the Ducks can get some base runners going. 1-0 pitch, foul out of play, above us to the right. 1 ball, 1 strike to Michael Krause, the center fielder for the New Britain Bees. If the Bees should go on to win this game, they would go over 500 at 6 up and 5 down. In the second half, the Ducks would drop to 5-7, but it's not over yet.
I believe Yogi Berra had a saying about that.
Not over till it's over. And Dick Motta, the coach of the Dallas Mavericks long ago, once said it's not over until the fat lady sings.
So that's who coined that phrase.
That is my guess. I believe that's who came up with it. Swing and a miss. Good fastball from Diaz. It's 1-2. Of course, the late great Yogi Berra had so many great expressions. My favorite of all time, and there was a reason for it. Someone asked Yogi, what time is it? And he said, you mean now? Because he was on a cross-country flight. He didn't know what time zone he was in. So there was a reason for that one. 1-2 the count to Michael Krause. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Diaz overpowering to Michael Krause. That is overall, let's see. I got 9 strikeouts for Ducks pitching tonight, and 3 up and 3 down for Diaz against the New Britain Bees. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Let's see if the Ducks have a big rally still to come. The score remains the Bees 8, the Ducks 2.
Hey fans, this is pitcher David Artsma, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Oh, I love it! The color of my new Nicolap patio is so vibrant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go finish that Nicolak walkway now.
Make your pavers vivid Nicolak pavers. The best looking, most vibrant pavers with the most 3-color blends in the industry. Featuring Nicolak's exclusive paver shield and color blending technology. With color throughout and guaranteed not to fade. Live life in color with Nicolak. Visit Nicolak.com.
Hey Ducks fans, stay up to date with Long Island's hometown team by visiting Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Quack of the Bat will bring Ducks fans beyond the headlines with in-depth feature articles, breaking news stories, game previews, post-game wrap-ups, and so much more. Interact with the team during the entire season through quotes directly from the players and coaches, as well as exclusive video clips and photos. Check out the blog today at quackofthebat.wordpress.com. Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks.
We go to the bottom of the 9th, 8-2 the score in favor of the New Britain Bees. New pitcher in the game. It's the 6th pitcher of the night for New Britain, and it is another one of their player coaches, Sean Gilblair. David?
Sean Gilblair. Let's take a look at what he has done this season as player coach, coming in on the mound. 19th appearance, all in relief. 17 and a third innings pitched, has given up 23 hits, 13 strikeouts, 7 walks, 7 earned runs given up, 6 saves with a record of 2-2. Sean Gilblair with an ERA of 3.64. He'll be facing Giovanni Alfonso, Dan Lyons at the bottom of the order for the Ducks, and then back to the top with Quinton Berry. It's all about the Ducks getting some base runners here and making this thing interesting, or maybe even more than that. 8-2, Ducks trail. Fonzie tonight is 0 for 3. And his first pitch is a good fastball, good heater. Outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Fonzie with a fly to deep center field. He's also hit a ground out. Right back to the box, one of the many great plays made by pitchers defensively in this game for New Britain, and it's also struck out. Next pitch, just missing. The outside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike.
By the way, a defensive change to get you updated on as well. Now playing third base is Michael Baca. So Jovan Rosa out of the game for New Britain. Presumably, Baca will end up slotting in third in the lineup, which is obviously a moot point unless the Ducks score 6 runs and send us to extras.
The Ducks would love it if Michael Baca came up at some point in the game.
Absolutely.
That would mean they have extended the game. Coming set is Gilblair. Pitch on the way is smoked. Down the left field line, Connor Bierfeld is going over and makes the grab right at the fence. Fonzie gave that one a ride. After hitting his second home run of the season last night, one of 3 homers hit by the Ducks, he had another one that looked like it had a chance, but not enough air under it, and chasing it down the left field line was Connor Bierfeld with a fine running catch, 1 down. Dan Lyons at the plate. He is 0 for 2. Been on base once, hit by a pitch. And he hits one on the ground, taken by a short hop by Michael Baca. And his throw a little low, but dug out by Craig Maddox. So very quickly, 2 up and 2 down. The Ducks are down to their final out. The Lions wasted no time. Trying to get on base, swinging at the first pitch. And here's Quinton Berry, who has walked, flied out, hit into a fielder's choice, and struck out. And getting on in that fielder's choice back in the 5th, he stole his 6th and 7th bases of the season without a throw from catcher James Skelton. A check swing, and Berry did go around. 0-1 to Quinton Berry. So the Ducks have just 1 more out to play with They trail by a half dozen. This would be a comeback for the ages, to say the least. Lefty-lefty matchup here. And the pitch, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. The Ducks down to their final strike. Good fastball from Sean Gilblair. Oh and 2, 2 down, nobody on. Bottom of the ninth. Quentin Berry, as we mentioned, 0 for 3 with a walk. 3 steals in this game. 0-2 pitch. A swing, a foul tip, in and out of the mid of catcher James Skelton, so Berry remains alive, barely. Something Vince Scully might have said when he was doing play-by-play. The Ducks are in an oxygen tent with New Britain. Well, it's really depends. I'll forget it. About to do my Vince Scully, but it just fell apart. 0-2 pitch on the way, and that is just low. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Quentin Berry.
Honestly, I think it passed. No?
I didn't get to the end of it.
Yeah, that's a shame. Had me fooled for half a second.
1-2 pitch on the way to Berry, and that looked like it had a part of the plate. Sean Gilblair was a step or two toward his own dugout, thinking that he might have gotten the strike call, but nothing doing, not yet. 2-2 with 2 down, nobody on. Bottom of the ninth. Ducks trailing 8-2. 2-2 pitch to Berry. In the air, playable, left side, foul territory. Michael Baca, third baseman, makes the catch. And this one ends in his mitt. Ducks lose. Ducks lose. 8-2 the final. New Britain jumped out to an early 5-0 lead after 2.5 innings of play and never really looked back. Highlights for the Long Island Ducks. Good pitching for the most part from their bullpen. A 2-run homer supplying all their offense by Michael Krause. But it was just not to be tonight on a summer night in July for the Long Island Ducks. This series now even with the New Britain Bees at 1 game apiece, the rubber game to be played tomorrow. 8 runs, 9 hits for New Britain, 2 runs, 5 hits, 3 errors for the Long Island Ducks. We will recap it and return to Bethpage Ballpark in a moment. Again, the final score, New Britain 8, the Ducks 2.
Hey fan, this is a pitcher Amali Diaz, and you're listening to the Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 24 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and also recently acquired Hampton Luxury Liner with regular service from New York City to the Hamptons. They also offer a variety of vineyard tour options. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines and Hampton Luxury Liner, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, David Weiss along with Joe Vasile. This one is over. It was not to be for the Long Island Ducks tonight. A good crowd on hand. Many of them coming straight from the beach on a hot and humid summer day that turned into a very nice night. Many folks here in bathing suits watching the Ducks fall to the New Britain Bees, the final 8-2. A night after the Ducks slammed 3 home runs and beat the Bees 5-3. Tonight, it was just a frustrating night to watch the Ducks trying to solve one pitcher after another for New Britain.
Yeah, the Bees threw 6 pitchers out there, and the Ducks could only score against one. The 2-run home run by Mark Krause in the bottom of the 8th inning against Nate Rowe. But a big tip of the cap to Jonathan Pettibone and the rest of the Bees staff, who were able to keep the Ducks off the scoreboard. It's not like Long Island didn't have their fair chances in this game. They stranded 2 runners on base, both in scoring position in the first inning. They stranded the bases loaded in the 4th. They stranded runners at 2nd and 3rd in the 5th inning as well. All of that time, they just weren't able to score. Remember the way that the 6th inning ended with Mark Krause being thrown out trying to score on a would-be wild pitch with 2nd and 3rd and 2 outs in that situation against Mike Heppel. It just wasn't the Ducks' night offensively. After last night, everything was clicking. Tonight, just nothing was.
And how about this? You talk about the quirks of the way baseball is scored and who gets credit for a victory. Jonathan Pettibone went 4 innings, gave up only 2 hits, walked 3, struck out 4, but a 4-inning shutout. But because he didn't go 5, he can't get credit for the victory. And who gets the victory? Brandon Shimo for 2/3 of an inning of work.
Yeah, in which he allowed a hit batter, and while he was in, 4 stolen bases as well.
Yes.
That was part of the reason why the Ducks had runners on 2nd and 3rd in that 5th inning that they ended up stranding there. But yeah, he snakes his 5th win of the season. How about that? Big pat on the back, I suppose, for him.
There you go. And one pitcher after another. Just mystifying Ducks batters at the plate. And again, the only 2 runs the Ducks could muster coming off the bat of Mark Krause with a 2-run homer in the bottom of inning number 8. I would go with co-offensive players of the game. Connor Bierfeld, you can't really ignore what he did. 2 walks and then 2 solo home runs. But the biggest hit of the game really was Jamar Walton. It turned a 2-0 game into a 5-0 game with a bases clearing, bases loaded, 3-run double in the 3rd inning to right center field. Everybody came on in, and at that point you knew it was going to be a long night for the Long Island Ducks.
Yeah, and that was a hit that never should have had to have happened. All 3 of those runs were unearned because with 2 outs, there had been an error earlier in the inning, a throwing error by the pitcher, Alfredo Simon, that extended the inning long enough for Walton to come up to the plate and have that blast. And that really just changed the complexion of this game completely. It's a whole different ball game. If the Ducks get out of that inning, they're only down 2-0 going into the bottom of the 3rd. And again, you don't know how the rest of the game plays out. Maybe the Bees still win, but maybe the Ducks give them a run for their money and come away with one tonight. But that's the game of baseball. You get to go back tomorrow and get to hit the reset button.
Absolutely. You know, we just go right back to the ball game here tomorrow night. But again, Connor Bierfeld and Jamar Walton are co-players of the game who did it offensively for the New Britain Bees.
Absolutely. So we'll get you the final totals here from Bethpage Ballpark tonight. On the other side of this break, we'll also check scores from around the Atlantic League. That's more coming up on the Long Island Ducks postgame show. Again, Bees win it 8-2.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Tyler Wilson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Long Island's Ford Giant is celebrating its 60th year anniversary. Stop by Sayville Ford to check out their state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
And back at Bethpage Ballpark on the Long Island Ducks postgame show, Joe Vasile alongside David Weiss tonight. Check of scores from around the Atlantic League tonight. There's one game that's still going on. They're in the bottom of the 5th inning in Sugar Land, Texas at Constellation Field. And the Skeeters lead the Lancaster Barnstormers 5-2. Again, that game in the bottom of the 5th inning. All other games in the circuit are final. The Bridgeport Bluefish defeated the Somerset Patriots 9-6 this morning at the ballpark at Harbor Yard, a camp day up in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs polished off the York Revolution at 4-2 in a Freedom Division exclusive. In local Major League Baseball action tonight, both the Mets and Yankees are in action. The St. Louis Cardinals lead the Mets 5-0. That game in the bottom of the 9th right now at Citi Field. And the New York Yankees and Minnesota Twins are tied at 3 in the top of the 5th at Target Field in Minnesota. Here at Bethpage Ballpark, the New Britain Bees defeat the Long Island Ducks 8-2. Final lines for the Bees: it was 8 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and they left 9 on base. The Long Island Ducks, 2 runs on 5 hits, 3 errors, and 8 left on base. The winning pitcher was Brandon Shimo. He improves to 5-2 on the season. Henderson Alvarez gets the loss in his Ducks debut. He falls to 0-1. Time of the game, 3 hours and 13 minutes, and it was played in front of an announced crowd of 4,564. And so, David, any final thoughts on tonight's game before we say goodnight?
Well, it was not to be for the Ducks tonight. The fans always have a great time here at the ballpark. So many things going on. Between innings, of course, just the ambiance of being here. At any point and any game, you never know what's going to happen. You still have the feeling the Ducks had 1 run in them to make it a little interesting. They did get that Mark Krause home run. They had several balls hard tonight. There was some good defense, especially, as you pointed out, by the pitchers. The many pitchers on the mound for the New Britain Bees. But, hey, you put this one in the rearview mirror. You go right back out there tomorrow. And the Ducks, with Matt Larkins on the mound, who has pitched so well for the Ducks of late, have a very good shot at taking 2 out of 3. It's about winning one series after another. The Ducks do fall to 2 games below 500 at 5 up and 7 down. However, it's so early. There's so much baseball yet to be played in a 140-game season. So the best is yet to come for the Long Island Ducks this year, no doubt about it.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it any better myself, David. Thank you very much. That's my broadcast partner today, David Weiss. I'd like to thank everyone here with the Long Island Ducks, including Mike Pollock and Mike Pfaff, along with the New Britain Bees as well, especially Chris Knobloch, their broadcaster, and all their help for preparation for tonight's game. The Ducks will be back in action tomorrow night, 6:35 p.m. against the New Britain Bees to wrap up this 6-game homestand. It's Matt Larkins on the mound for the Ducks against Brian Dupre of the Bees. We'll have the Long Island Ducks pregame show right here on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network starting at 6:20 p.m. And so, my name is Joe Vasile. Thank you so much for listening tonight. Giving you the final score for the final time here from Bethpage Ballpark. It's the New Britain Bees 8 and the Long Island Ducks 2. So long from Central Islip.